There's no place like home. The Golden Tigers are happy to be home, you know that. Happy to be inside of Abbott Memorial Alumni Field for the third game of 4 games played here this season and the first back-to-back games of our home schedule. It's a swarm of Yellow Jackets looking to sting Tuskegee as we welcome you to TU Game Day Live presented by the U.S. Coast Guard. I'm your host, Charles McNeil. Please be sure to like and follow us, subscribe, you see it at the bottom of the screen, to Tuskegee Athletics YouTube channel, and tell your friends about us as well so that they can do the same. Because this is where you can find everything you need to know about Tuskegee Athletics and your Golden Tigers. Both the Yellow Jackets, our opponent, and the Golden Tigers looking to get back on the winning side. And of course, happening just 2 weeks ago, Allen University dropped a tough 23-20 loss at the hands of the Tigers of Savannah State. 2 Saturdays ago, Allen University head coach Cedric Pearl, a Tuskegee graduate, led the Yellow Jackets into action at home versus Savannah State. Big play on the offense for the Jackets. Quarterback Jameer Desmuse finds his security blanket, tight end Ashton Horton, who will not be denied, pounding his way to pay dirt. Despite all of that, Savannah State comes from behind to win it in overtime by 3. And in a game we brought you right here on GTSN, the Golden Tiger Sports Network, Tuskegee nearly spoiled the state of Albany. That's right, Albany State's homecoming. It would have been a tremendous victory for us.
He'll take a low snap, going straight to the air. Once trying to get a man down the sideline. Got some space there. Michael King with the interception for 2. You talk about putting out a fire. Way to start here inside the Coliseum.
Trying to hit Stewart on the fly pattern, just underthrown. King makes a break on the ball, makes the interception.
Kenny, gun, right again, left side. This time he fights through traffic and gets to the end zone for the Golden Rams.
Previous play, he used the shiftness. This time he goes to the power move, straight ahead.
Trying to get Tuskegee on the board before the break. Snap, it's down, kick, Larkin, plenty of leg on its floater is no good. Left it out to the right side. 19 seconds left. Tuskegee got to get this football into the end zone. McGrew, he'll take a snap. Pressure coming, slides to his right, frees himself, fires at the sideline. Catch made there by Hall, and he's out of bounds near the 23. No, they say he was out of bounds just in front of the Albany bench. Phil Judge running in back of the end zone saying he was out of bounds. Here's the snap. McGrew, pressure, steps up and loads it, threw it high and threw an interception. Threw it at the 15-yard line, and it was picked off there. As Bell and Albany State, gold helmets crunched together there, set to take a snap and take a knee. But at the end of the day, it's the Golden Rams hanging on to win the contest 7-3.
My hat's off to Albany State and Coach Quinn. They're at the top of the conference, and we knew that going into the game. But our guys came in and fought hard. I told them all week with the bye week and everything that we needed to go in and just play our style of ball. And defensively, we had a great game. They played their tails off on the defensive side. And offensively, we went in with some young men, some freshmen. The whole front line was freshmen, and we had a freshman quarterback. But that's not any excuse for us not putting points on the board. But we just got to do a better job of just sustaining drives and making sure that we're connecting when guys are given a chance, the opportunity to be open. So all in all, it was a good game all the way down to the end, nail biter. I'm still proud of these guys. They fought hard, and that's the only thing. They didn't give up to a good opponent. But the thing is, at the end of the day, it's all about L's and W's.
Thanks so much, Coach. We appreciate it. And what a great game plan you and defensive coordinator O.C. Williams put in play last week. In a hostile environment, we almost pulled off the ultimate upset and the biggest upset in the SIAC schedule as looking to knock off the then undefeated Albany State squad. But from there, we can use that same game plan, I'm sure, Coach James, to take down these Yellow Jackets. Up next, we'll tell you how maybe some of those things can be done in other sports as well, because we've got the standard. It's up next as TU Game Day Live, presented by the U.S. Coast Guard, continues from our studios right after this.
The hype around Tuskegee University's homecoming has evolved over time. So I have been a part of the Tuskegee University homecoming experience since I was a child, having grown up in Tuskegee with my dad having gone to Tuskegee, Al Key Jr. He went to undergrad school as well as grad school at Tuskegee, played sports at Tuskegee. And my mom, Vesta Purifoy Key, was a Tuskegee grad as well, graduate school there. So my sister and I grew up always participating in that Tuskegee homecoming experience. And I think that the hype has actually grown a lot. It was always a wonderful experience. It's always been like this huge family reunion, as far as I can remember. And I think one of the things that's probably helped it become more of a hype, it was a different experience having a daughter that was there at Tuskegee. It was a different experience, even homecoming, being married to a Tuskegee grad with family that was a part of that. But social media has really hyped it up. So I think it's awesome. And I always love going back to Tuskegee to celebrate that experience as a family, but also to reconnect with lifelong friends that we made while we were at school there.
C-SPY is a prestigious scholarship, a world-class leadership training program, and a ticket to a rewarding career as an officer in the United States Coast Guard. C-SPY is an opportunity for students attending minority-serving institutions that goes beyond paying for 2 years of tuition and other college expenses. Once accepted, you'll be a member of the Coast Guard, earning a full-time salary, plus medical benefits and a housing allowance. While continuing your full-time studies, you'll get to learn about life in the Coast Guard firsthand. You'll quickly find that the Coast Guard is unique from the other military branches. It's a different kind of service, with crews of like-minded people who perform life-saving missions every day and protect our environment and communities. If you're ready to step up as a leader and help us make the world a better place, then visit gocoastguard.com/CSPI to learn more or talk to a recruiter.
As TU Game Day Live, presented by the U.S. Coast Guard, continues and rolls on right here inside of our studios, this is The Standard. 2 nights ago, Tuskegee Madness took over the Chappie James Center.
And senior from Sherman, Texas, number 0, Jalen Fuller.
Coach Wester and the women's basketball team coming off a 20-win conference tournament runner-up finish. Certainly looking forward to bigger and better things this season. They added 10 transfer players and a new assistant in Coach Jeannie. But with all that new blood, the Tuskegee women are picked to finish second in the Western Division behind Miles. But they don't want to hear any of that. It's all about running it back. This time, getting a chip at the end of the season.
My thoughts coming into the season pretty good. I think leaving the season last year gave us a bit of taste. So we came in working, ready to get started.
If you saw our show last week, I'm pleased to report Coach Benji Taylor did find a seat in time for men's basketball's introduction during Tuskegee Madness. As you recall, the Tuskegee men made a triumphant run last year that came up just a little bit shy in the title game, and they're looking to improve on that success. TU will have a new face on the sideline as well. Assistant Coach Johnson joins the staff with a tremendous resume of shaping the lives of college athletes. And I know he feels blessed to have the level of talent he has working the sidelines with him and on the court during gameplay. Conference first teamers Kasami Draper and Lemoyne Owen transfer Khalil Jenwright will help maximize their skill sets this season to try to make that title run a reality.
Something exciting for us as a team and for the players to introduce ourselves to the fans and the people that go to the Tuskegee and get ready for us. It's amazing, man. You know, coming from a program, Lemoyne Owen, I got to put my role here, and I think my role here will be very good. You know, we got a good team, we got a great coach, and we got great players. Side by side, we all brothers, we all push each other, and this is going to be great. I can't wait.
I'm real excited and motivated to be back again. I love the passion, the energy from these guys. So it's good to be out here at Tuskegee Madness tonight. We'll hopefully have a good crowd. We're going to bring energy and excitement.
On Tuesday, the TU volleyball team played their first of 5 matches this week. And you know the voice of the Golden Tigers, Charles Ward, was right there to call all the action.
Deep serve. Williams blocks it back in play. Kill shot there, tapped around. Oakwood able to defend it and keep it alive. Block shot there. Smith tried the kill shot. And shot there. Williams at the base, saves for TU. Now Oakwood with a good defensive effort. Tap over, and TU trying to keep it alive. Williams kill shot, got it tapped there, point over to Tuskegee. Makia Allen set to serve for TU. Allen pushes it. Oakwood over the net. Jordan Jones saves. Middle of the floor now for TU. Backside kill shot. Kennedy finishes for Tuskegee. And Tuskegee finishes off the Ambassadors in the third set. They win it 25-9. Coach, it's got a big cluster coming up starting on Friday in Memphis. Let's talk about that importance of the cluster for Tuskegee.
It is really important because it's going to establish and determine what place we fall for the tournament. We have to go in and execute, especially in that cluster.
I know we got to use this game as momentum because it's going to be a long weekend. So how we do today is going to carry on through the weekend. So we really have to pick it up today, and hopefully the weekend it adds up and builds up each game that we play. We got 4 games to play, and each game got to be better than the previous game.
Thank you so much. Coming up at halftime of our football game today, we'll give you a deeper look inside of that SIAC cluster, let you know how Coach Perkins' volleyball team performed. There's a lot on the line. Seeding in the upcoming tournament to be decided. But when we return, it's the tale of the tape between Tuskegee and Allen University. But first, let's meet another member of the Golden Tiger football coaching staff as TU Game Day Live, presented by the U.S. Coast Guard, continues right after this.
On behalf of the entire GTSN family, I have the pleasure of congratulating TU Director of Athletics Reginald Ruffin on his recent induction into the Miles College Hall of Fame.
During his tenure at Miles College, he won 4 SIAC championships, 6 Western Division championships, and was an SIAC runner-up twice. Coach Ruffin was named SIAC Coach of the Year 3 times.
My dad was my Pee Wee football coach, and every year I moved up in Pee Wee football, he just stayed down and coached the other younger guys. So that's where it all started since 5, and been doing it ever since. I tell my receivers all the time, a lot of times, we wake up, we wake up in the morning just for them. Just to see, smiles on these kids' faces where they actually get a chance to play college football. And everybody's not able to play college football, So for us to wake up every morning and have a group of guys that we're trying to mold and turn into, great husbands and men out in the community and be pillars of the community, is one of the things that wakes me up in the morning, keep me going every morning. On top of, my family. We got 3 kids. Me and my wife, we have 3 kids. My little daughter, she's 10. My son is 17. He's a senior at Auburn High School. Then, of course, my daughter, she just graduated from Tuskegee. So that's really my go-to. Like, that's my drive. But other than that, these kids that's here. I have 19 guys. One of them, well, 2 of them have actually played in a game. But everybody else is pretty much brand new, man. Guys that been here that's getting their shot now. I think we're pretty loaded, man. I think the best thing for us this year is we have depth. So if anybody was to happen to go down or get injured or anything like that, I think, it's not a real big drop-off.
And thank you for tuning in to TU Game Day Live, presented by the U.S. Coast Guard. Charles McNeil here, and time for our Tale of the Tape. Tuskegee and Allen University meeting for just the 5th time all-time. Head-to-head, the lead belongs to Tuskegee, 2-1-1 on the year. Of course, now we look at the overall records. Both teams coming in riding losing streaks. About the middle of the pack in most of the columns, with Allen University scoring better than 26 points a game, nearly 27 a contest. The last win for Tuskegee happened back in 22, an 8-point victory, and it was a big win indeed. As far as the offensive scoring prowess for Tuskegee, coming off just 3 points last week, they're averaging now 17.1 points a contest while yielding nearly 22 a game. Allen, on the other hand, is near the bottom of the conference defensively regarding scoring, giving up almost 35 a contest. Time to put a spotlight on excellence around the SIAC. Here are our standout performers who earned conference honors this week. TU Game Day Live congratulates these players from Edward Waters, 2 players we played against last Saturday down at Albany State's homecoming, and our newcomer of the week we also had the pleasure of facing when we defeated the Marauders of Central State earlier this season. From our award-winning players around the conference to our celebrities, that's right, our alumni chapters around the world. GTSN is getting ready to crown a champion, as we're just 1 week away from hosting the winning alumni chapter in our Watch and Win contest with the ultimate tailgate party experience during Homecoming 2025. Let's take a look at our current leaderboard. Montgomery has the lead with New York close behind, and we thank you so much for tuning in to TU football, volleyball, baseball, basketball, softball games throughout the year. This energizes our student athletes and their coaches to no end, and they get more and more gratified as they head out on the field to play. Remember, if you're an alumni who owns a business, you can partner with us and get a shout out and commercials during our shows. You can be a part of the live stream at the stadium or Chappie James Center or the baseball softball complex just by emailing us. And you see the address on the screen. That's Golden Tiger Sports Network at gmail.com. When we return, we'll go inside the vault. That's coming up on TU Game Day Live, presented by the U.S. Coast Guard.
2A. Class of 1991, class of 92, Tuskegee Love from 1986.
Shout out class of 2023, NCP, Drum Major D5. That Alphas, we love that. KK Shot too, bro. We love everybody.
Guy Hayes represent class of 1999, social work department. We here, rain or shine, baby. Sunny or gray, we gonna ball a parlay.
Representing for the class of 2022.
28. Shout out to class of 1984, Tuskegee Institute. Yay!
Shout out to the class of 2015, Tuskegee University. Woo-hoo!
Tuskegee grandparent, Daniel DJ Williams.
Tara Bailey, class of 1991. TU, you know.
Hey, Tuskegee! Class of 94. Lampley family tradition.
Hello, Tuskegee alumni. Specifically class of 11, representing one time for the one time.
C-SPY is a prestigious scholarship, a world-class leadership training program, and a ticket to a rewarding career as an officer in the United States Coast Guard. C-SPY is an opportunity for students attending minority-serving institutions that goes beyond paying for 2 years of tuition and other college expenses. Once accepted, you'll be a member of the Coast Guard, earning a full-time salary, plus medical benefits and a housing allowance. While continuing your full-time studies, you'll get to learn about life in the Coast Guard firsthand. You'll quickly find that the Coast Guard is unique from the other military branches. It's a different kind of service, with crews of like-minded people who perform life-saving missions every day and protect our environment and communities. If you're ready to step up as a leader and help us make the world a better place, then visit gocoastguard.com/CSPI to learn more or talk to a recruiter.
It's time for us to go inside the vault, but before we do, we have to give homage to former TU Sports Information Director Arnold Houston and our current SID, Jordan Benson, for their insight into this segment. Time now to open up the vault. Despite the Golden Tigers' recent struggles in this 2025 campaign, we dug deep into the vault to find out that Tuskegee hasn't really had a lot of success on October 25th. Unfortunately, it hasn't been kind to them, as going back in the day, they had 2 matchups against Bethune-Cookman. You see the newspaper articles right there, and it gives you further insight on how Tuskegee Institute fared on October 25th. 2 teams ready to create another memory in this one, in this 25 season, met in 2022. find a way to provide a lasting memory that will go into the vault for years to come. All right, it's time now for my final thoughts. And I'll tell you, week in and week out, I've been riding and dying with Tuskegee, as we all have. But I know that this week, Coach really has a game plan towards success. So here's Coach James with more.
It's the next team up. Like you say, it's Allen. They're coming in to our house. We got to protect our house, and that's what I've been preaching. And, just all around, offense, defense, special teams, we just got to come out. And we got to start fast. Offensively, we got to start fast and not play behind the sticks, and just make sure that when the opportunity comes, we got to make sure that we execute. And that's all it's going to be about, is execution. And defensively, Allen, they fly around, and we just got to make sure that we stand in our gaps and making the right reads and stand on blocks and create holes for the running backs to be able to run the ball. So we're going to put it on the ground this week, and we're gonna lean on that offensive line. Them guys, they got to grow up fast, and I think they've done that over the past couple of games, and we're looking forward to it.
So now that you have the keys to the game, we appreciate Coach for his time in that. It is time for football. I'm going to give way to Charles Ward and Mark Lassiter. They'll have the play-by-play call, and I'll rejoin you at halftime. This has been TU Game Day Live, presented by the Coast Guard. Go Tuskegee!
Broadcast coverage of Golden Tigers athletics is brought to you by the following: the U.S. Coast Guard, always ready. Booster Digital Displays, dedicated to providing high-quality, affordable LED displays with exceptional service. Alabama Power, for the service of Alabama. TNT Fireworks, celebrating more than 100 years of America's #1 best-selling brand of fireworks. Yellowwood, a better backyard awaits. Home Depot, how doers get more done. Utilities Board of Tuskegee, purpose, progress, people. Coca-Cola, enjoy the moment with a Coca-Cola. Tuskegee Federal Credit Union, serving the people of Tuskegee and the surrounding community since 1938. TLAT Media, step by step, TLAT Media makes your business grow. And by Advertising Solutions, from concept to conversion, we are your advertising solution. with over a nation-leading 714 wins, 12 HBCU national championships, and 28 SIAC titles. The Golden Tigers are set to add another trophy to the crowded Tuskegee mantle with a championship run this season. As they do so, the Golden Tigers Sports Network is ready to bring you all the action from the gridiron. From every play to every touchdown, GTSN will be there with all of the excitement of Tuskegee football. And our coverage begins right now. Let's go inside the stadium. Here with the call, GTSN's Charles Ward and Mark Lassiter.
Virus Rock right down here below is number 67.
And we are live at the historic Cleve Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium on the campus of Tuskegee University. Countdown to kickoff as the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee get set to host the Yellow Jackets of Allen University. Glad you could join us for our continuing coverage of Tuskegee football on the Golden Tigers Sports Network. And with us all season long, Mark Lassiter joins me here inside the booth. Mark, Tuskegee coming into this ball game at 2-5. The week before homecoming, they meet the Yellow Jackets of Allen University, come in with the same mark overall at 2-5, but they are just a little bit ahead in the standings in the SIAC against Tuskegee.
Both of these teams feel like their records do not live up to what they feel they are as football teams, but as a famous coach, Bill Parcells once said, "You are what your record says you are." So both these teams with a common opponent of Albany State, having both lost to Albany State, but both having felt that they played Albany State very tough. Tuskegee last week losing by a phenomenal score of 7-3.
Indeed, you're right. The most recent of these two teams to meet the Golden Rams of Albany State. Obviously a disappointing finish for the Golden Tigers last weekend. So close to knocking off the number one team in the SIAC, just not able to put up enough points in that football game.
On one hand, Allen felt that they committed key penalties and turnovers that hurt them against Albany State. The other hand, Tuskegee, only scoring 3 points. They felt they had their opportunities to score. All they needed was one touchdown and could not seem to connect on the deep ball game.
Yeah, they went deep several times in that football game. Had a chance to talk to Coach James about that during the course of the season, and he answered it pretty quickly and right away, directly as well as that. That's what they kept giving us, meaning the Golden Ram defense, and he kept taking shots thinking that at some point the freshman quarterback would connect on the long ball.
You said the operative word, defense, for Tuskegee. The best effort so far this season, holding a powerhouse offense of Albany State only to 7 points on their homecoming of all days. Albany State may have been feeling a little bit of a letdown or looking past Tuskegee, but never underestimate the effort it took to hold that team to 7 points.
Coming into this ball game, what's your sense about the way the Golden Tigers are now after having that loss that was so close last weekend against Albany?
Well, there are two things happening, Charles. Consecutive weeks, home games. This week precedes homecoming. Now, we have a very intimate gathering so far this afternoon. These 2 weeks are going to be very different in the overall feel. I expect the Tuskegee players are going to have to do some work at self-motivation to see if they can get off to a quick start this afternoon.
They are hosting the Yellow Jackets of Allen University. It is senior day for Tuskegee. 17 players recognized in the pregame show to be honored down at field level, along with the president, Dr. Mark Brown, athletics director Reginald Ruffin, and head coach Aaron James, saying goodbye to a group of players that have been here in the Tuskegee program for a while and finishing up this season.
This has been a disappointing season for the Golden Tigers, who are accustomed to being in the top third of the SIAC year in and year out. It'll be interesting to see how they respond going into the back half of their schedule. This game against Allen, next week against Lane.
Just about 4 minutes, 30 seconds before kickoff. We're live in the Countdown to Kickoff show. We'll take our first break here and come back and give you more perspective as Tuskegee gets set to host the Yellow Jackets of Allen University SIAC football just ahead on GTSN.
C-SPY is a prestigious scholarship, a world-class leadership training program, and a ticket to a rewarding career as an officer in the United States Coast Guard. C-SPY is an opportunity for students attending minority-serving institutions that goes beyond paying for 2 years of tuition and other college expenses. Once accepted, you'll be a member of the Coast Guard, earning a full-time salary, plus medical benefits and a housing allowance. While continuing your full-time studies, you'll get to learn about life in the Coast Guard firsthand. You'll quickly find that the Coast Guard is unique from the other military branches. It's a different kind of service, with crews of like-minded people who perform life-saving missions every day and protect our environment and communities. If you're ready to step up as a leader and help us make the world a better place, then visit gocoastguard.com/CSPI to learn more or talk to a recruiter.
I grew up coming out to this land. There's just something special about it. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's really important to me.
And we're back live here at Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium at Tuskegee University. A few minutes before kickoff here on the Countdown to Kickoff show. Tuskegee getting set to host the Yellow Jackets of Allen University in an SIAC contest. And Mark, as we talk about the start of this football game, that Golden Tiger defense, strong performance last weekend against the Golden Rams of Albany State, but they'll meet this Yellow Jackets offense led by the junior quarterback Des Mukes. This team is second overall in offensive output on the season, so it's going to be another challenge for that Golden Tiger defense.
Charles, I'm not sure that you are familiar with the old school horror flick, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, about the scientists that had dual personalities. Coming into this game, Allen is fifth ranked. They're averaging 27 points per game, but they allow 35 points per game. They're 12th in the conference. On the other hand, Tuskegee only scores 17 points average per game, and they allow 22. So the Jekyll and Hyde personalities of both of their teams lends me to think that the key matchup of this game is going to be the Allen offense against the Tuskegee defense.
Yeah, we're talking about Des Mukes, the junior quarterback for the Yellow Jackets, of course, the freshman for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, and Bryson McGrew continuing to develop, being thrust into that lineup in the Morehouse ball game, started there and continuing the rest of the way starting.
Now, you started it talking about quarterbacks. I'm going to go right to Fabian Duncan of Allen. Very simple stat. If you have a quarterback that's completing it at 70% pass completions, you've got a weapon. He's number one in the conference in passing percentage.
Indeed he is. And that's going to be a challenge for that Tuskegee defense in terms of the secondary. They answered big last weekend, but that has been a problem area for them prior to that Albany game in terms of the secondary defending.
Let me correct myself.
Yeah.
That's the running back, Fabian Duncan. The quarterback, Jameer, is the 70% passer.
Yeah, you had the number right. That's right.
I got a little bit ahead of myself.
Well, they do have that tandem, though, because Duncan at running back, he's averaging 123 yards per ball game for them on the ground. So they are not afraid to put it on the ground. Right now, they average 160 yards per game on the ground. So they have that ground attack as well, in addition to in the air.
I'll be very curious to see what Tuskegee comes out, what their playing personality is right off of this kickoff. I'm looking not just for the amount of yards picked up. I'm looking for how the players are carrying themselves on the field, coming off of a series of disappointing losses.
Absolutely. That was a question I was asking a few minutes ago. The field for this team, and we'll get an early look here as they get set and make it out onto the turf here at Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium.
Tuskegee will go on defense, so if there are any frustrations to get out, this is a good time to get them on this first series.
They will kick it away, and they will defend going right to left defensively. And back for the Yellow Jackets, it'll be Marcus Fleming, the redshirt sophomore. He's a threat on the return for the Yellow Jackets. See if they'll kick it away from him And it will come down to Fleming. He'll squeeze it at the 3. Middle of the gut at the 10. Angles to his right. Good open field tackle near the 13-yard line. TU on special teams. Upending Fleming at the 13.
Also like the effort by Rod Favor, who was the first man downfield. Now, he didn't get the tackle, but he forced the pressure that made the running back cut back to the middle of the field.
So that's a good spark for TU on the return. As the Yellow Jackets make it out onto the football field, they'll be led by Des Mukes, the quarterback.
Surprised to see Disney's stats. Only 5'11", 175.
TU going to start with 4 up front. Yellow Jackets, white trunks, white jerseys, blue numerals, blue helmets. Tuskegee, all crimson with the trunks and jerseys. Numbers in that old gold. And the crimson helmets, Tigers outlined in gold on the helmets. First play from scrimmage on the ground. They go to Duncan. Duncan slides back to the inside. Got it past the 15 up near the 17-yard line for the Yellow Jackets on their first play.
We talked about him briefly in the pregame. Fabian Duncan averages 5 yards per carry. He's averaging also 129 yards per game. He's the number 1 back for Allen.
And that Golden Tiger defense, number 7 in the SIAC in run defense, giving up 118 yards per game. This Mukes now with a 2nd down and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Duncan, second wave of the defense. Angles toward the sideline up to the 30-yard line. Good run by Duncan left side for the first down.
Duncan, a very decisive runner. Not a lot of dancing and prancing in the backfield. He took the handoff, knew where he wanted to go off left tackle, picks up the first down.
11th in the SIAC in total offense for the Yellow Jackets. 2nd in all-purpose yards for Allen. First down at the 31 now. Snap to Des Mukes. Ball fake. Looking. Fires it upfield. Got a man at the 45. Pass is dropped right at the 45-yard line. Wide open on the pass attempt was Nanders Lawrence, a second-team all-conference player.
First observation on Dismukes, a very tight delivery. Gets the ball back almost in a Statue of Liberty motion. Nothing fancy. Not a lot of wasted motion. Just up and through with it.
Yeah, almost looks like he's just pushing it off of that stance with it just near its shoulder. That was on the first pass attempt. That one incomplete. So the football remains at the 31-yard line. First quarter action, first possession of the football game. Allen University with 13:47 remaining in the first quarter. On the ground. The ball fake. This time Des Mukes is hit at the line of scrimmage. Good read by TU up front to shut that play down.
Tuskegee going with 3 down linemen to start off, using their linebackers. And we talk about the personality of a team from year to year. Tuskegee's linebackers led by Kaquan Kimber, very strong unit.
Indeed. Devon Irving back into that lineup for Tuskegee, got back in there at that soft side linebacking spot last weekend, and he had 8 tackles in that ball game. So Tuskegee glad to have him back along with Kimber. Third down effort here. Des Mukes shoots it out the flats, turning with the catch and turned in over end. After catching it was Duncan short of the first down marker at the 36-yard line. Good tackle there by the Tuskegee secondary. The player making the tackle for Tuskegee, though, coming up a little bit dazed after that contact with Duncan.
The tackle was so effective, but he was leading with his helmet. Woozy getting back up, standing position. We aren't able to sort out the number because he's surrounded by a few teammates right at the 35-yard line trying to assist him back to the sideline. But that saving tackle prevented the first down pickup.
And they're still trying to get that number on the player. You're right. The contact was vicious there, going near the waistline of Duncan on the stop. Looks like that's Jalen Neal. I'm not sure if that was, I think that was Jalen going toward the sideline for Tuskegee. Try to see if we can't get a better vantage point of that. But that will bring up 4th down for Allen. Impressive start to the drive for them, Duncan on the ground, but they'll have to punt the football away. E.J. Hall stands on the other end. Tuskegee trying to block it. Didn't quite get there. Hall with the catch. Dances past one tackler. Spins past the 35 up near the 36-yard line. And the Tuskegee offense set to start from there.
Bit of a skirmish after that last punt. Tuskegee had excellent pressure right up the middle on the punter for Allen. They didn't make any contact with the football, but they start this drive with excellent field position.
From the 36, the freshman Bryson McGrew. Set to go to work with their offense. TU going right to left in this first quarter of play. Their first offensive possession in the football game. Play to set the rhythm. Yellow Jackets showing they're coming with a blitz early on. Now the backers back up. And first flag of the ball game, Johnny Morris jumping out of position from the running back spot. And that's our first assessment.
Not a good sign to see Tuskegee on their first play from scrimmage. Just a little bit uncertain of the play call. You can see the running back take a few steps forward, a snap count early. So Tuskegee will start off with a 1st and 15.
Well, Allen did something very unique at the line. They had the linebackers showing they were going to set for a blitz. Then they pulled back into the regular formation. I think Johnny was looking at that and just got off balance with it and took the steps forward. And TU taking 5 steps back on the assessment. Tuskegee on this season. Conference play, they are 6th in penalties, came in with 46 on the register today. Morris going to try to get some of that back right side. Good tough run there by Johnny. Got it up near the 40-yard line.
Same look as you mentioned on the previous play. Allen brought their linebackers who were at the line of scrimmage, dropped them in coverage that time on the running play. Tuskegee picks up about 7. So a decent pickup. Now this is a very curious 2nd down call for Tuskegee.
Football at the 40. We're at 12:05 left first quarter. McGrew in the shotgun, joined by Morris. Slot is to his left, and they peer to the sideline for the call. Bryson last weekend, 9 completions to 37 attempts in that ball game against Albany State. They get those numbers north of that here this afternoon against Allen. Movement again up front as the football is snapped over the head of McGrew, but the flag came in before the snap.
Just poor communication up front. You could see the quarterback McGrew lean forward as if he's expecting the snap. Running back out of sync, 2nd out of 3 plays with Tuskegee is not able to get the snap count correct.
Boy, sure hate it if it's going against Tuskegee. And no, it'll go against Allen University. Might have encroached that line of scrimmage.
Now, that's something you don't see every day, a delay of game against the defense.
Yeah, that was the call. I thought it may have been just a miscommunication with the call, and it was offsides, but he did indicate verbally that was delay of game. Yeah, I don't think I recall ever having seen that. That'll make it 2nd down and about 2 for Tuskegee. They'll bring the tight end to the right side of the formation as McGrew goes in shotgun. Right side Morris looking for space. He's wrapped up behind the line of scrimmage. Good surge by the Yellow Jackets up front. They read that play and pulled Morris down behind the line of scrimmage.
Allen had excellent penetration on that play up front.
So that'll push the football back to the 43-yard line now for Tuskegee. And that'll make it 3rd down and right at 4 or 5 yards to go for the first down. Got to get it to the 47. Nation goes in motion, now slides back to his position left. McGrew, first pass out in the flats on a miscue, trying to get it on a crossing route to Preston Parker, but threw it toward the out-of-bounds marker and incomplete.
McGrew was lucky because the closest player to that pass was Isaiah Latham for Allen, who was making a break on the ball right at the 45-yard line.
You were talking about miscommunication in terms of the penalties there. Miscommunication on that route as Parker cut to the inside. McGrew threw it to the outside. So that'll bring up the number 1 punter in the SIAC, Callum Brent, to kick it away for Tuskegee. Callum averaging 41.4 yards per punt for the Golden Tigers. Clean snap. They're coming at it, trying to turn it over. He'll get it rolling forward and out of bounds near the 22-yard line. And that's where Allen takes the football back. But the Yellow Jackets were coming after the punt there from Callum Brent, but Callum able to get it free. And the line of scrimmage will be the 23 for Allen University, but a flag out on the football field.
Both teams, punt block teams, had excellent penetration, just took poor angles. They were both in on the punter. We see one player for Lane left the field without his helmet. They're going to sort out the penalty on the exchange.
I believe it came on the kick or after the punt.
hands to the face. Kicking team. 10-yard penalty. First down, Allen.
So you're getting the call from the official right down at field level. And Tuskegee guilty of their third assessment here in this first quarter of play, and that benefits the Yellow Jackets, putting them closer to midfield.
The illegal hands to the face call. I saw the punt return player for Allen come off the field without his helmet. So the second time we've seen on exchange on special teams, these skirmishes after the play, Tuskegee victimized. So Charles Early with just underway with 10 minutes remaining in this first quarter. Tuskegee already showing some sluggish signs of being undisciplined to start this game.
Indeed, 3 assessments already. 10:46 left first quarter. We come to a timeout. Tuskegee and the Yellow Jackets of Allen University. No score in the football game. We'll take a break. More action coming your way on GTSN.
Hey, Golden Tiger fans. Arthur A.J. Woodson here, class of 2010 and current president for the New York Tuskegee Alumni Association, encouraging all other alumni chapters to sign up for this year's Golden Tiger Sports Network Alumni Chapter Challenge, grand prize being a deluxe tailgate experience being held at this year's homecoming. Sign your chapters up now so that you can be a part of the weekly score predictions, trivia during the game, and even have a live check-in during the game on the GTSN if your chapter is hosting a watch party. So sign up and be a part of this year's Alumni Chapter Challenge.
Hello, Tuskegee fans. My name is Johnny Morris III, running back at Tuskegee University, and this is the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
After the timeout, Yellow Jackets going quickly to give it to Duncan. Duncan left side, got a yard, not much more on that play from scrimmage. Tuskegee able to shut that down on the right side of the defense. So 2nd down and 9 now for the Yellow Jackets. From their own 39-yard line, they will appear to the sideline to get their play. Yellow Jackets coached by Cedric Pearl in his 2nd season at Allen University. Cedric also the head coach at Central State in the SIAC for a couple of years, but more notably an alum of Tuskegee University. On the ground, they go right side, hopping over one defender near the 45-yard line as Duncan goes airborne to pick up about 7 on that play, and a big 2 yards shy of the first down marker.
Player to watch for Allen, their right tackle, number 67, Cyrus Kraft, listed at 6'7". I would imagine there's no weight next to his name, but he looks like he's pushing well past 330.
Yeah, you look at that line as we're looking at it from our vantage point. They're right in front of us at field level. They are heavy up front. 3rd down and 2 for the Yellow Jackets. They go quickly on the ground. Duncan looking for space and just stood up right there by that Golden Tiger defense. He will definitely not make the marker there. TU with a great surge defensively on the left side of the defense. Kaquan Kimber leading that charge for TU. Also, Devin Irving, the linebacker, the senior, recognized in pregame, part of it as well.
We talked about that linebacking unit for Tuskegee. 2 linebackers on that huge stop.
They stop him short of the first down marker. Allen showing they're going to line up to go for this one. Likely going to see if they can't get TU to jump. On a 4th and 1, they will go for it, and they'll work it right side. Looks like the mark's going to be enough to get them the first down. So Allen University showing right up early on that they're going to challenge this Tuskegee defense. They did it on their side of the football field, got it to the 49, so they'll get a fresh set of downs.
Right side heavy, going behind Kobe Wells, 6'5", 325, and Cyrus Kraft, who I just learned is 6'7", 328.
Oh, good. You were close, right? You had him over
I had him at 330.
That's right.
He's 328.
That's all right. I don't think they had a pregame meal. So football at the 49 now. We're at 8:10 left first quarter. That's Mukes with the snap. He'll look upfield. It's got some space right side. Slings it at the sideline. Catch made there on the Tuskegee side of the football field. The football is loose now. Tuskegee saying that they have it. Official stepping in. We'll see what the call is.
The entire Tuskegee defensive unit signaling they have the ball. Meanwhile, the referee comes in and signals Allen maintains possession. excellent coverage by Tuskegee on that short completion.
Yeah, on the run there, Desmuke's right side finally dumped it down low. Got it in the hands of Lawrence, and Lawrence, second-team all-conference player, fighting for more yards, turned it upfield and lost the handle on it, but they could keep possession of it.
Last player out of the scrum was Devin Irving Jr. The linebacker for Tuskegee, Michael King, was also in the area.
Second down and less than a yard for the Yellow Jackets at the Tuskegee 42. On the ground, they'll fake it. Desmuke's got the first down left side, slides near the 35, perhaps down to the 34. On the carry left side, good ball fake by him to create the space.
That was an awkward slide by Desmukes as he was trying to pretend as if he was going into second base, seemed to catch his right toe, went down kind of awkwardly. He's going to have to practice that baseball slide a little more.
Yeah, we're in the middle of the series. We'll get any calls from big managers after that slide. Did slide for the first down, though. Football at the 36-yard line of Tuskegee. Sustained drive by the Yellow Jackets with 6:43 left first quarter. Desmuke's now in shotgun. Ball fake by him. Pressure at the corner. He'll step up and tuck the football away. At the 30, got a lane there inside the 20. One man to beat. Fights his way inside of the 10 on a good scramble by him. Good upfield to get it inside the 10.
Once Desmukes made the ball fake, Tuskegee had over-pursued to the point where there were at least 6 players that overran that play on defense for Tuskegee. Desmukes cuts back to the middle of the field into the open space, and they're all of a sudden inside the 10-yard line.
Desmukes, 92 carries coming into the ball game at quarterback, 141 yards, scored 4 touchdowns for the Yellow Jackets on the ground. He's 19th in the conference and runs on the surface. On the ground quickly, they go to Duncan. Duncan rushed up there in the middle. Good defensive work by that TU with Messiah Wells leading the surge on the inside.
Similar to Tuskegee, Allen comes to the line of scrimmage, lined up in formation. They will turn to the sideline for the play call as they are in formation at this moment. 3 wide receivers lined up to the near side, but the entire unit looks to the sideline. Now they'll approach the line of scrimmage.
They'll do so with 5:28 left in this first quarter of play. No score, but the Yellow Jackets threatening inside the red zone now. Second down from there. Desmukes got pressure now. He'll tuck and run again, trying to get to the flag left side. He beat the defense to the pylon, and I think they're going to mark him just outside of the end zone at about the half-yard line.
One thing you notice about Desmukes, he has an interesting change of see him surveying briefly, trying to find someone breaking open in the end zone. Once he decided to run it, shifted gears, got to the corner.
Made a good early decision on that with that run. It was good enough for the Yellow Jackets first down, so they'll have first and goal to go from the half. On the ground, Duncan, no problem for him, slides on the inside, and the Yellow Jackets score first here at Tuskegee.
Nothing fancy, simple dive play. Tuskegee's defense on their heels. Allen quicker to the point of attack with that big front wall.
And you were talking about the impact of penalties on that drive for the Yellow Jackets. They got the benefit of that early penalty on the kickoff by Tuskegee. And the sustained drive after that, they score first in this football game.
The challenge for Tuskegee, Charles, is going to be, once again, playing from behind on a very somber afternoon coming off of this string of losses.
As Bywater now with the point after, and he knocks it through, and the Yellow Jackets take an early 7-0 lead. Drive takes them the length of the field, and they'll take a lead as we take a break here on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. 7-0 lead for the Yellow Jackets. More football ahead.
I love the lake. It's like one of the few places I can just let go and be myself. I really love it here.
Back live here at Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium, Tuskegee, giving up that early touchdown to the Yellow Jackets with 4:36 left in this first quarter of play. So Allen on the road gets the first score in the ball game.
I'm 100% certain there were some conversations on the Tuskegee sideline with the offensive unit to work on the discipline on getting their plays started. What we've seen hurt Tuskegee, Charles, through the year is not the penalties while the ball is in motion. It's the pre-snap penalties that have been killing them.
Very sluggish start, as you referenced, last for Tuskegee in this football game. We'll see if they can't get things started on this kick. Ball game is being televised on ESPN Plus, so the Red Caps here are kind of getting through their inventory before they let the players back out onto the football field.
Thankfully for Tuskegee, the Crimson Marching Band is here. The Crimson Pipers, they're trying to get the crowd souped up as it is. A very sparse crowd this afternoon, but it's still a home game for Tuskegee. They want to see if they can get back in this game. 4:36 remaining in the first quarter.
Yeah, they got some competing factors in this area with regard to the Magic City Classic. And a lot of fans for Tuskegee typically go to that football game as a part of the HBCU culture. So some of the fans that would normally be here making that decision to go down to Montgomery.
The Magic City Classic featuring Alabama State and Alabama A&M. Both teams, they're expecting a very tight contest.
Bywaters with the kick. It will come down to Cooper. Devin at the 17, trying to get to the right side for a wall. Got it to the 20, but he's tripped up there near the 21-yard line.
Penetration. Looked like Anthony Water for Allen. Had first shot crack at about the 20-yard line.
So TU now going to have to really manufacture a drive here from the 20. Freshman quarterback Bryson McGrew set to go to work. Joined by Johnny Morris in the backfield. Tuskegee going right to left on your listening device. TU trailing 7-0. McGrew on the ground. Morris looking for some space at the corner. Slides up near the 24-yard line, and the Yellow Jackets catch up with him there, and Morris still on his feet. Never heard a whistle there. He just kept running with the football, and it looks like they're going to give him credit for that yardage, Lassiter, after the continuation of the play. Johnny just kept his feet moving and got it up near the 29.
Extra effort. Everyone paused, thinking that the play was over, and Morris just kept working.
Sure, sitting on top of one of the Yellow Jacket players, never touched the ground in terms of his contact with his body. And a good recognition on the continuing effort by Morris to make it 2nd down and 2 for Tuskegee. Sometimes you just need that little break. That may be it. 3:42 left first quarter. TU trailing 7-0. They go on a reverse to Parker. Preston looking for space right side. Gets banged near the 30-yard line and knocked down there. He's going to be about a yard shy of the marker after the hard hit on that Yellow defense.
Aaron Gresham, the defensive back for Allen, came up in run support, made a tremendous tackle right about the 30-yard line. That play appeared to have more in front of it, but Gresham's tackle shut that down.
So that'll make a 3rd down and 1 now for Tuskegee. McGrew in shotgun. Slot is to his left, 3 receivers to his right as they peer to the sideline to get the play. That Yellow Jacket drive, incidentally, 10 plays, 62 yards, took 6 minutes and 10 seconds before the 1-yard run by Duncan. On the ground, McGrew going to try to keep it and run for the first down. Initial hit, not enough to stop the freshman, and Bryson able to get it past the 6 up near the 32.
The extra effort by McGrew, spinning, turning toward the sideline, picks up the first down.
So they'll move the chains there. Fresh set of downs with 2:26 left. First quarter of play. On a 1st and 10. And you'll pour in a quarterback for Tuskegee and not McGrew on that previous play. He ran it for the first down And on this play, they go right side and run it up to the 40-yard line. Nice effort there on that first down play.
We've talked from time to time about how the Tuskegee quarterbacks might be deployed in the back half of the season. We see instantly Kapoor getting some early minutes.
Yeah, the freshman from Miami, Florida. First time we've seen him this football season. So TU trying to shake things up here to try to get that offense going. Kapoor actually starting this football game for Tuskegee. Both of them kind of sport that dread look. It was difficult to identify. But Inio got the start. High snap. He'll keep it and give it to Morris instead. And the Yellow Jackets right on top of that play, back in the backfield of Tuskegee.
First player there for Allen, Amari Fleming, defensive lineman. He's a sophomore out of Miami. Really had excellent penetration. That play had no chance of getting started.
So that'll push TU back to their own 39-yard line. It'll be a 3rd and 6 to go from there. Under a minute remaining in this first quarter. Kapoor brings Nation in motion. Now they stop him and slide him back to the right. Kapoor looking that way. They're trying to set a screen, and Morris dropped the football. We saw them try that last weekend, which looked a lot less developed than what we see here. But Johnny just not holding on to the football on this attempt.
There had to be some extra reps during practice this week on that screen play.
I think they heard you talking about it in the broadcast last week.
This one was a lot more in rhythm than last week's attempt, but you have to catch the football.
Yeah, they had it set there. Several blockers in front of Johnny, but he's just not able to hold on. So that'll bring on Callum Brent to punt it away for Tuskegee. Second punt of this first quarter of play. Just over 40 seconds remains. The Yellow Jackets will get the football back. They'll send Fleming back to receive. He stands at the 18. Good snap. And the catch going to go to the right of Fleming. Forward roll on there inside the 10, headed toward the end zone. TU trying to dive to save it. Can't do so as it goes into the end zone. So the Yellow Jackets gambled to let that one fly by to come back at the 20-yard line.
That punt had so much topspin on it that it hit twice. Falling, going end over end into the end zone. Tuskegee had not just one, but 3 players down trying to down that inside the 10.
Yeah, it scooted right past them. 77 degrees at start of this football game. Slight wind at 8 miles per hour. May have gotten a little bit of help from the wind on that one. That one really hit the surface as you referenced and really kicked up for the Yellow Jackets in this case, and they'll have it from the 25 after the timeout taken on the field. Yellow Jackets lead at 7-0. More TU football ahead on GTSN.
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game.
Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
Hi Tuskegee fans, I am Larkin Ryans, the kicker for Tuskegee University, and this is the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
Our first annual Alumni Chapter Challenge rapidly coming to a close. We'll name the winner of the challenge early next week, and they'll win that deluxe tailgate experience at homecoming next weekend. So we to final Alumni Challenge question of the season, and in the question is: in 2015, Tuskegee made history as the first football team to win back-to-back NC Division II playoff road games. Who did they defeat in those back-to-back Division II playoff games? Give you the answer to that coming up in the second quarter of action, with just 40 seconds left here in the first quarter. That's what something lead with ball from their own 20 as this rolls right side, still rolling, trying to push it upfield and coming back. The football is made at the 49-yard line. It's Williams, the redshirt sophomore, on that catch for the Yellow Jackets.
Cummings did what every quarterback loves, as Didrik was rolling to his right, looking for a receiver downfield, broke his pattern, came back towards his quarterback.
Broadcast coverage of Golden Tigers athletics is brought to you by the following: the U.S. Coast Guard, always ready. Booster Digital Displays, dedicated to providing high-quality, affordable LED displays with exceptional service. Alabama Power, for the service of Alabama. TNT Fireworks, celebrating more than 100 years of America's #1 best-selling brand of fireworks. Yellowwood, a better backyard awaits. Home Depot, how doers get more done. Utilities Board of Tuskegee, purpose, progress, people. Coca-Cola, enjoy the moment with a Coca-Cola. Tuskegee Federal Credit Union, serving the people of Tuskegee and the surrounding community since 1938. TLAT Media, step by step, TLAT Media makes your business grow. And by Advertising Solutions, from concept to conversion, we are your advertising solution.
I grew up coming out to this land. There's just something special about it. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's really important to me.
Getting set for second quarter action here inside Alumni Memorial Stadium, campus of Tuskegee University. Yellow Jackets of Allen University with a 7-0 lead as we start the second quarter. Glad you could join us on GTSN. Charles Ward, Mark Lassiter with the play call. Charles McNeil leading us through our pregame show. He'll join us at halftime. This Mukes now going to go straight to the air. Got a man on a crossing route. Catch made at the 40. Dancing now to the 30-yard line. Got a block at the corner and finally shoved out of bounds is Marcus Fleming after the catch near the 40. And good direction with the blocking up front by the receiving core. And Fleming with good feet left side runs it to the 21.
Marcus Fleming with a very simple in route off the line of scrimmage. Caught the ball 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, and the rest is run after catch.
They'll go on the ground this time. Duncan looking for space, but Tuskegee bottling him up behind the line of scrimmage. Kaquan Kimber Irving on that stop. Also out there for Tuskegee on the play is Timothy Grayson.
On the previous play, what Allen took advantage of was that soft zone coverage that Tuskegee was in. 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage. Wide open lane for him to traverse and pick up that huge first down.
So the football after that play from scrimmage pushed back to the 24-yard line. Now it's 2nd down and 13 for the Yellow Jackets. Dismukes alone in the backfield in the shotgun. Slots either side. TU scrambling up front. They start with 4. Now Kimber pulls in. Or Irving, that is. They'll drop back. Kimber got a hand up, but the pass going to be complete to their tight end as they dumped it to Ashton Horton, the sophomore, at the 15-yard line.
Pass actually thrown behind Horton as he had to reach back for it. Did an excellent job of twisting his body, making the catch. Dismukes, who is coming in as the SIAC Newcomer of the Year, he threw for 1,832 yards last year with 19 touchdowns.
Very effective thus far, throwing the football for the Yellow Jackets. Second trip for them inside the 20. Dismukes shoots it, got a man on a crossing route. Nice pass from him. Catch by Calvin Parker, the sophomore from Selma, Alabama. And that's good enough for the Yellow Jacket first down inside the 5, so they'll be at the 4 with 1st and goal to go there.
Dismukes may have the most abbreviated throwing motion that we've seen in a long time. He gets the ball up about shoulder height and delivers it right from his right shoulder pad.
As you referenced, not a whole lot of pullback on it, just kind of pushes it out from there. 1st and goal to go for the Yellow Jackets on the ground. Duncan looking for space. Tuskegee denying him. They'll push him toward the sideline. No gain on that play for the Yellow Jackets.
The advantage of having a quarterback who can recognize and also run is huge for Allen in the red zone. Wouldn't be surprised to see Dismukes try something else off the ball fake motion.
Just underway, 2nd quarter. Yellow Jackets looking for their 2nd touchdown of the ball game. They'll go on the ground, ball fake, right side. Dismukes looking for space. Got it down near the 2-yard line on the ball fake, as you referenced, Lassiter.
Well, he saw space on the right side going behind those big right side tackle and guard that they like to run lane. They're a right-handed squad. You see teams that are heavy one side or the other. Lane is definitely a right-handed running ball club.
They'll make it 2nd and goal or 3rd and goal to go now from the 2. High snap. Dismukes got to pull it down out of the air. Shoots it toward the corner of the end zone and overshot Parker, who was down on a crossing route all the way across the field. But after the miscue on the snap, there was miscue on the throw in the corner.
Dismukes did an excellent job of catching that errant snap that was over his left shoulder. Caught it very casually and got in rhythm enough to make an attempt into the end zone. Pass incomplete. Allen will set up for a field goal attempt.
It'll be Trevor Bywater, 2nd-team all-conference player, set to do that. Long on the season for him is 32 yards away. Hit from 40 last weekend. I beg your pardon, that was in his punting hit. Averaged 38 yards per punt last weekend. This time he's setting for a field goal. He does double duty for the punting and place kicker. But Allen takes a timeout before this field goal attempt down from their own 2-yard line.
As we saw last week, Tuskegee is putting the pressure on its defense to hold them in this ball game as their offense is stalled. Now we're approaching very slowly the halfway mark in the 2nd quarter. Tuskegee's offense on this next possession has got to put together a string of first downs.
Gray, Langford, Sapp, McGowan, Gray, and Nathanson, attorneys at law, located downtown in the square in historic Tuskegee, Alabama. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, civil rights, real estate, or a probate situation. Just like the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, we are your hometown legal team. Please call us at 334-727-4830. And Tuskegee, this point in this first half of play, Mark, don't want to give up the touchdown here. Try to see if they can't get some heavy pursuit here and perhaps block this field goal attempt. They're trying to find something on the defensive stand to create some momentum.
Well, to your point, they want to stay close in this ball game. You don't want this thing to get out of hand, especially in the first half, because you're already coming into this game a little bit demoralized. You're playing from a deficit early. If you can stay within at least 2 scores of this team, you don't want to fall much further behind than that, because you'll start to see the mental toll take its effect on this Tuskegee team that really is trying to get itself back together.
Indeed, you're right. Looking for anything to create that positive momentum. Just look at the SIAC standings. Allen University in a tie, kind of a four-way tie for sixth place in the conference as things stand now. Benedict and Albany State both undefeated in conference play, so they battle for 1 and 2. And remember, this is the way things shape up in the SIAC. It's the number 1 versus the number 2 who play in the championship ball game. So those teams that are undefeated still trying to clear a path for that. They're followed by Kentucky State at 5 and 1. So should either one of those two fall, which at some point, well, I don't think that they meet each other as yet. Indeed, they do. Guess what? They're actually playing today. So at some point during the day, we're going to find out which of those teams falls out of the undefeated ranks in the SIAC, and Kentucky State waiting in the ring. So after the timeout now, the Yellow Jackets, they're going to line up electing to go for this on a 4th down. 4th and 2, trying to make another statement on this possession. Low snap, rolling right side. This Mukes trying to spin to the inside. I think he tumbled his way in, and he did for the Yellow Jackets. Contact was made out about the 1 yard line, but Desmukes able to spin forward and got across the goal line for the touchdown.
As Desmukes was rolling to his right, he was going into a spin move, as you so accurately described, got hit, but had enough forward momentum to use that spin to glide into the end zone. And Allen, on a very gutsy 4th down call, take a lead of 13-0.
Yeah, you got to, after that timeout was taken, I guess Coach Pearl just decided, we're at the point where we don't have anything to lose at this point in the season. So they manned up on that play and got it across the goal line. Bywater with the kick after, he knocks it through. And the Yellow Jackets took a timeout, a valuable timeout, to decide to go for it on 4th and 2, and they got the touchdown.
Now, you've heard the phrase danger zone. Tuskegee is now in that danger zone with their offense. It's imperative. It would have been one thing to fall down 10-0, but now they're down 14-0. Their offense has to put together a drive.
I think you're absolutely spot on with that call. You've got to try to stave this momentum from falling all the way in the Yellow Jackets' favor, which it's done so far in this first half of football. 11:36 remains in this first half. And Tuskegee will be looking to see if they can't get a spark any way they can, this time on the return as E.J. Hall backpedals, and Devin Cooper will join him on this return.
Now, what's also imperative for Tuskegee from here on, they've got to play a clean football game. You can't have turnovers, and you want to think that your defense can hopefully give you a turnover in their favor to kind of even this ball game up.
Early 2-touchdown lead for the Yellow Jackets. Bywater set to kick it for them. Other action in the SIAC this weekend. Edward Waters, Clark Atlanta at Panther Stadium. Miles is at Central State. Morehouse at Savannah State. Morehouse on a 3-game win streak. Line drop, squib kick there. It'll come up to E.J. Hall, bobbled it. Now he'll try to pick it up at the 10. He'll run left side, caught up there and knocked down at the 12-yard line. So Allen with a little trickery there on the kick. They didn't go straight to the men at the back. They put it on the ground and disrupted Tuskegee's return effort. And TU will start this drive from their own 12.
Give credit to the kicker, Trevor Bywater, for Allen. Made an excellent attempt kicking that ball into the dead zone, if you will, between the 30 and 20-yard line on a line drive. And there was a lot of indecision for the return team by Tuskegee. Now, as it stands, they'll set up shop at about their 12-yard line. First downs are imperative.
The freshman quarterback, Idio Yapur, handling the signal calling for TU this afternoon. Started the football game, trying to see if he can't get them going. Nation in motion right side. Pressure. Yapur shoots it out. Got a man on the fly. That's Hall. Hall lays out and makes the catch near the 39-yard line.
E.J. Hall, catch of the year.
No, they're going to wave it off, Lasser. The umpire coming in from the backside saying he didn't catch it.
Oh, what an effort by Hall on the deep throw by Yapur. By all initial impressions, it looked like he made a clean catch, but they're going to say that it hit the turf.
Coming in to make that call from behind the play, just running up the sideline, pointing to the surface, saying that EJ did not catch it cleanly. But that is one they will foul in the Rolodex for a return visit in terms of that play call. He was open. So the pass rolled incomplete. Line of scrimmage remains at 12. On the ground, ball fake. They get it out in the hands of Nation on the catch. Nation spins up near the 20, works his way near the 22, close to the first down marker on the run after catch, left side.
One thing you also notice about Enio Yapur, the quarterback for Tuskegee, he also has a very quick release, very decisive on that throw to the far sideline.
Nation with the grab, the sophomore. That's his 7th catch of the season. And really no numbers on Yapur during the course of the season. Good pass there out in the flat. 2nd down and less than a yard now for TU. Yellow Jackets scrambling up front.
A little bit of indecision on the defense for Allen, as you can see 3 players turning to the sidelines looking for the play call.
Yeah, and Tuskegee's going to bail them out there. TU takes a timeout. I think they were both trying to find out what the set was going to be. TU looking to see where Allen was going to finally wind up defensively, and they couldn't get it together in terms of where they wanted to be defensively.
Jamel Patterson, the defensive back for Allen, was looking in this direction as if he's trying to get a view of the coaching box to our left. He had both hands up. He was giving hand signals up top to see what the defensive alignment was, but Allen decides to call a timeout with that confusion.
Yeah. It comes with 10:21 left in this first half.
I don't think I've ever seen a player trying to communicate with his coaches in the box.
Yeah, he was looking up this way, trying to get a call for the defensive set. And I think Tuskegee was kind of waiting to see what defense they would be in before they actually decided on the play they wanted to run.
Well, that tells me that the coaches seated to our left may be giving hand signals down to the field of play, which would be highly unusual.
TU took the timeout, and I think the play clock was running against them because they were waiting to see what Allen was going to do and eventually had to burn it because they would have gotten a delay of game.
You know, it's interesting. The architecture of Abbott Memorial Stadium is such that the coaching box is right behind the alumni section. So you do have a clear shot of the field, and players can look in this direction. And if coaches want to give hand signals, that would be an interesting strategy to undertake, but you could see the defensive back looking. It was almost as if he was looking in our direction trying to get a play call. I thought you might signal him back.
Sure. No, I didn't take a play off or anything. I'm not going to help him. They lead 14-0 and took the timeout. Tuskegee did. That all kind of worked to the disadvantage of the Golden Tigers, though, because they were waiting to see what defense would be out there before they made a play call.
A little bit of a cat and mouse game at the line of scrimmage. It'd be interesting if Tuskegee takes note of the indecision if it continues for Lane and just decides to go ahead and snap the football.
3rd down and 1. Players set to resume. TV set to come back after the timeout. 14-0 lead for the Yellow Jackets. First half action from Tuskegee University. Enio Yapur calling the signals for TU. And we're set to resume action on a 3rd down and 1. TU from their own 21-yard line. Football at the left hash mark. Shifting up front by the Yellow Jackets. Now the tight end for Tuskegee comes in tighter to help on the blocking scheme. That's Franklin. I beg your pardon. That's Smith. Snapped Yapur. On the ground, straight ahead, TU with the first down. They got it into the hands of Rouser, and Rouser able to run it up near the 25-yard line. Got tripped at the line of scrimmage, but falls ahead for about 3 or 4 more.
You know, with all that confusion, given the sophistication and digitized football of the present, makes me miss the old school football where a quarterback could call his own plays. Imagine that. Going into a huddle, you have a set of plays in your head, and you can pick one and call it.
Sure. No, don't see that very much anymore. That's been reserved for the professional level. 1st and 10 after the run by Rouser. That's his first carry of the football game, incidentally.
You know what's funny about that? I don't think the pros even call their own plays.
Sure.
Everybody's getting something from the sidelines.
And here comes pressure now. Yapur going up top. Hall behind the defense. Over the shoulder catch. This time he catches it for Tuskegee over on the Yellow Jacket side of the 50-yard line. In traffic. Defended down the field and able to pull that football in for Tuskegee.
And Trell Ross for for Allen actually had decent coverage from the 45 to the 30, but E.J. Hall made an excellent adjustment with the over-the-shoulder catch, adjusted his speed, and made the catch for the first down.
And you're right, Ross was all over him. Just an outstanding effort by E.J. Hall to pull that in for TU. So Tuskegee now at the 40-yard line of the Yellow Jackets, trying to answer the previous drive, which resulted in the touchdown for the Yellow Jackets. On the ground, Rouser, left side, works his way down near the 35.
E.J. Hall describing an excellent skill, adjusting his speed to the flight of the football while it's coming in his direction. A lot of receivers are not able to make that type of adjustment, especially looking back over his shoulder.
They were so high on EJ coming into the program this season, and he has not disappointed. Leads the conference in receptions. Coming into today's ball game, that last play, a good example of his ability. Dropping left side, here comes the pressure, a flag coming down as Yapur throws it back upfield. A catch going to be made there, but this one likely to come back. And Hall once again doing an outstanding job coming back to the football and freeing himself for the catch down near the 9-yard line.
Not just one, but two flags down at the 40-yard line. We're going to get a hold against Tuskegee.
Boy, oh boy. But you've called out so often during the course of the season is that's likely where the hole will take place when the quarterback's trying to scramble a little bit and the linemen trying to do as much as they can to help him keep the play alive. And that's when that hole typically takes place.
Well, the good news is that Yapur, the quarterback for Tuskegee, showing an excellent ability to improvise and get the ball off on the run with some accuracy.
Called back, though, after the hole. Tuskegee pushed back after the hole to the 46-yard line. And we're under 8 minutes left in this first half. Yapur will take the snap. Pressure at the corners by the Yellow Jackets. He'll step up now. Inio creates contact at the 43, bounces off of that and works his way down near the 35-yard line. And he comes out of that fired up for Tuskegee.
Yapur looking more like Marshawn Lynch, straight ahead, lowering his shoulder, getting a player to bounce off. And then after the tackle, he comes up trying to give his team an emotional lift, hopping about 10 yards back towards the line of scrimmage.
Inio at 6'1", 215 listed on the roster and created all of that contact at the secondary level and just fought through that. That'll make it second down and about 7 now for TU. Got some of that back there at the 36-yard line now of the Yellow Jackets. Rouser joins Yapur and a whistle at the line of scrimmage. Flag coming in. It's just going to be a delay of the game. Certainly hope not for Tuskegee. Think that they get the timeout before the delay of game? Yeah, Tuskegee in jeopardy of that clock running down. They took the timeout.
We've seen more times than we'd like to acknowledge, times where Tuskegee seems to get some momentum on offense only to have it stopped by uncertainty.
Yeah, that time just could not get it in. Could not afford to take the yardage on that and the penalty. So they burned the timeout. Comes with 7 minutes left in this first half, and it's early in the football game, Mark, but you really almost get the sense that Tuskegee has got to score here on this drive.
Well, the thing I like, at least Yapur, the quarterback, has given Tuskegee a bit of an emotional spark in this ball game. You see him running with authority and trying to get his teammates as pumped up as he is coming off of contact. So Yapur's enthusiasm, I hope, is contagious.
He certainly was pumped up after that run. Just ran through the defender that didn't lock up. Tuskegee trailing 14-0. A week prior to homecoming, trying to see if they can't get a win here. Right now in desperate need of one at 2-5 overall and 1-4 in the SIAC. Language that we have just not been used to associating with Tuskegee football.
Well, if Tuskegee's learned any lesson coming off of losses, especially to Morehouse, they played 2 winless teams back-to-back weeks. So they have got to understand the lesson at this point. You cannot take any team for granted. And I don't care what Allen's record is on the scorebook. this is not the appearance of a 2-5 team coming in with a quarterback that can spin it at a 70% completion rate.
Absolutely right. Yellow Jackets, heavy contention last year in terms of vying for the SIAC title. Had David Wright, a quarterback there a few years ago before he transferred over to Clark Atlanta. Really kind of spun the momentum of that Yellow Jacket program, headed in the right direction. But now under Coach Cedric Pearl, they're having to kind of rebuild a little bit. And you're referencing the quarterback, Jameer Dismukes. That's somebody that they feel like, and they're showing that he can lead that offense for the Yellow Jackets.
You mentioned Coach Cedric Pearl. He mentioned the fact that discipline will be the difference in his team. He said they fought like dogs, but he says this is a completely different program. We're not just playing football, we're building a program.
And he knows all about building programs. Was part of a successful program at Tuskegee University as a student in his playing days as well. All right, after the timeout here now, second down and about 7. Yapur steps up in the pocket, sees a lane. He'll run it right side, got some space. Yapur deep into the secondary, creating contact once again down near the 16-yard line. Just got white jerseys just bouncing off of him as he keeps pushing upfield.
That time, Yapur trucked Brian Jordan, the defensive back who's only 5'8". Yapur does not avoid contact. He seeks contact.
He ran that one for the first down. And Tuskegee now down to the 17-yard line. Fresh set of downs after the run from the freshman Yapur.
At 5'11", 215, he's built like a running back.
On the ground, ball fake. They shoot it out in the flats. One-handed catch there by Nation. Nation tripped up, but he stays on his feet and works it down to the 10. So Ian Nation, the sophomore from Auburn, Alabama, with a great play there. After he caught that football, went down to one hand, able to keep his balance and spins forward.
Yapur has two notable characteristics. He's got quick feet and a quick release. That time gets the ball to the sideline very decisively, allowing the runner to pick up about 5 yards after the catch.
Nation got it down to the 11, so it's second down and 5 for Tuskegee. In motion. They keep it on the ground. Rouser all the way inside the 5. They'll knock him down near the 2-yard line. And an injured Yellow Jacket down at the point of contact there. But Rouser almost able to take that in left side for Tuskegee.
I like the surge by the front wall for Tuskegee's offensive line, carving out space right in the middle of the field, running off center.
Shaquille Rouser with a spark there on that carry. Injured Yellow Jacket down on the field is Keyshawn Mashburn, the sophomore from Quincy, Florida. Coach Pearl walking out to take a look at him.
So as it stands, Charles, 5:29 remaining in the second quarter, Tuskegee driving. They would like nothing more than to put a 6 on the scoreboard, sending a signal that they are indeed in this ball game. Player for Allen still laying on his back in the middle of the field at about the 5-yard line.
Finally able to sit up, and looks like he's going to try to get up and walk it off, and he will, favoring his right leg coming toward the Allen sideline. So that's good news from Ashburn and the Yellow Jackets that he's able to get up and come to the sideline. They just gave him enough space to see if he could work through that injury himself, and he was able to do that. Play, meanwhile, has stopped, and now the player is getting set to come back to the field. So Tuskegee now down to the 1-yard line, or the 2 they'll mark it. First and goal to go from there. Trailing 14-0 to the Yellow Jackets. 5:24 left first half.
Yapur's got to be thinking, I've had success running the football. Why chance passing it? I'm going to try running it myself.
He'll line up in the pistol. Rouser joins him in the backfield. TU stacking it right side. They'll give it to Rouser on a ball fake. No, Yapur kept it left side, and Yapur down to the 1-yard line. He heard you up here, Lassiter. Ball fake, and took it right left side, just outside of the end zone, though.
I like the play call. It's a safe call. They've had excellent success going to the left, Tuskegee, on this drive. Yapur would be surprised to see another running attempt by the quarterback.
They'll line up from the half-yard line, trying to punch it in for their first score of the football game. Yapur, high snap, got it on the ground, and Rouser is roughed up behind the line of scrimmage. Yellow Jackets read that one from the word go, and they'll get Rouser down near the 3.
So Rouser's 5'8", 165. Yapur is 215. I'm going with the player who's 215 down close.
Good surge up front by the Yellow Jackets. Jashawn Smalls, the sophomore from Springfield, South Carolina, read that play, and he was coming from the left side of their defense to run that down. Movement up front, free play for TU now, and they flip it back on the inside. The football is actually loose on the surface now. It'll stay with Tuskegee, though.
Yapur got Allen to jump on that first clap, which a lot of teams deploy to try to disguise their snap count. Allen had two players jump both ends.
Just called his name, Lassiter.
Half the distance will allow Tuskegee to set up shop somewhere around the 2.5-yard line.
Well, the good news is it'll put them right outside the 1, but the good news also is it gets set should on the assessment.
Sideline marker showing third down, however.
So TU lining up with Yapur, joined by Rouser in the backfield. They'll tighten things up. Yapur looks, pumps near the 12. TU trying to throw the football into the end zone. And it was a third down play for Tuskegee.
Additional bad news for Tuskegee. E.J. Hall is limping to the sideline. He was breaking open, or trying to break open around the middle of the field right at the goal line, got his feet tangled up. And E.J. Hall, that is a player they cannot afford to lose.
He did limp over to the sideline, but TU now will send out Larkin Ryans to try what will be a 28-yard field goal. Snap is clean. Ryans with the kick lifts that one well, got it straight on and ahead. So TU scores in this first half of football. They settle for the field goal on this possession. So now they trail the Yellow Jackets 14-3 after Ryans' field goal. And we'll take them out on GTSA.
Love the lake. It's like one of the few places I can just let go and be myself. I really love it here.
On the kick return for the Yellow Jackets, a flag on the kick as the return got up near the 20-yard line, but we'll check the flag.
And Grayson for Tuskegee had excellent pursuit, but caught a blocking back in the 15-yard line. Allen will be penalized on their kickoff return team.
To the Tuskegee defense. Edmund Whitaker guilty of that block in the back for the Yellow Jackets. So just making the point now, Tuskegee's out here, but that feel offensive through left before the intermission. So Dismukes will line up in shotgun. He'll stand near the 2 or 3 as he's set to take this snap.
Tuskegee safety is, according to this lineup appearance, very shallow on this next snap.
Snap to Dismukes on the ground. They'll keep it straight ahead. And this is Duncan breaking free for the Yellow Jackets. Duncan past the 30-yard line up to the 32. So the point we were just trying to make about flipping the field, the Yellow Jackets beg to differ.
Well, the problem with Fabian Duncan, who is numerically the best running back in the SIAC, he's not somebody you're going to contain a ball game, reaching 5 yards per carry.
Duncan again on the carry, this time right side. Got about 4 on the carry, the 30. At Tuskegee defense, a few pass plays. Duncan, heartbreaking run there on the first down effort to get it past the 30. And on the second carry, makes it 2nd down and 7.
You're speaking of a heartbreaking run. Wasn't Fabian kind of a heartbreaker piece?
So I hear. On the ground, go left this time, Duncan. Pass up near the 40.
Gonna go.
You got it. I was thinking about this other guy. There was a more modern guy that they kind of tabbed the same way. Can't recall his name. I don't think it was Fabian though. But it was
Elvis
taken
Presley.
off. It was taken off of his though. Before we get too far in this first half of play, with a couple of minutes left to answer Alumni chapter question that we gave you a few minutes ago in the first quarter of this football game. In 2015, Tuskegee made history as the first SIAC football team to win back-to-back NC2A Division II playoff road games. Who did they defeat?
Okay, let me see if I can get this, because those road games, to me, would have to come outside of the conference. So I don't know who it is, but I bet you it's somebody very obscure.
Oh.
I'm going to go obscure for my answer.
That's your answer?
That's my answer.
Well, we don't have that on the category, Johnny. So you're disqualified. Well, you had the part of it right. You're right. It was certainly somebody outside of the conference. That's a good part of the answer, but you have not narrowed a lot of teams with that portion.
Okay. East-west directional Louisiana.
I'll give it to you. I'll give you a clue on that. Yeah. Geographically.
Okay.
One is one state up to the right of Alabama, and the other one is intrastate.
Interesting. You mean inside the state?
Yes.
Okay. North Alabama.
Oh, come on. First one out of the block. Come on.
North Alabama?
Give the guy an apple. Get him at the front of the class.
Well, now, what was the other one? I'm on a roll here.
Right?
Wait a minute.
All right, so you're in Alabama.
One state over. So
you're traveling north. You're traveling north, and you're one state. I think you're one state over.
North from where we are right now.
Yeah. Well, let me see. Let me back that up. That may be 2 states over.
2 states over. So we're Mississippi.
To the right.
Okay, what was the answer? I'm directionally challenged.
It's okay. The answer was Catawba.
Catawba. Where's Catawba?
North Carolina, I believe.
That's nowhere near where you were talking.
Yeah, north to the right.
North Carolina's about 4 states up.
2 states up. Go south. We'll go back to the field. We know what's going on down here. Des Mute's got a man down the field, and he completes the pass to the tight end Horton, who got behind the Tuskegee defense and down to the 20.
Horton got down the seam, running parallel right to the guard markers. At the 5-4 after the catch.
And another timeout, I believe, by the Jackets with a minute 52 remaining, and they want to assess how they're going to get this football into the end zone.
That's a nice seam route using the tight end right down the middle of the field.
So let's just finish up our Alumni Chapter Challenge question. The answer was North Alabama and Catawba, the 2 teams that Tuskegee defeated to become the first SIAC team to win consecutive road playoff games. That was the first time in NC2A history an SIAC school has done that. So that's our final Chapter Challenge trivia question for the season. And hope you got the answer right to that. And then early next week, we'll be announcing our winner of the inaugural Alumni Chapter Challenge. We're all set for you at the homecoming next weekend to regale you at a tailgate experience.
Well, I'm filing my reply under protest as I was directionally misinformed by the location of North Carolina, which is not 2 states over.
How many states is it over? Come out of Alabama, up north 2 states.
Alabama to Georgia to North Carolina.
Georgia's kind of parallel.
You hit South Carolina first.
Yeah.
It's 3 states.
All right, we'll go 3. All right. 1st and 10. This Mukes from the 30, spins in the pocket, got plenty of time. Now scrambles to his right, shoots it to a man standing at the 19-yard line. Easy pitch and catch to Marcus Fleming, who just kind of held his ground at the far side of the football and just 19-4. This Mukes pass to him.
That's a great, because Fleming in his pattern 10 saw his quarterback scrambling, came back, set up camp at the 15, and just stood there for forwards to find him.
Yeah, he saw Dismukes that way and was waiting for him to get him the football. Got it to him at 9, 1st down. This pass, they're trying to set it on a Fleming, trying to make a one-handed grab, and we'll have to send them to that same tutorial on scrimmages. Because that one, they had it kind of set, but he threw it behind Fleming.
We're going to one in how not to run a screen play, because Tuskegee actually did an excellent job of diagnosing the play. Had 3 players where the running back was trying to make the reception. Dismukes with a high throw. Tuskegee had to be thinking of been a person to pick up a turnover.
Instead, it goes complete in football to the 19-yard line. And the Yellow Jackets set for an 10 from there. They'll bring the tight in for blocking. Now they'll leave it to Duncan. Duncan trying to free himself right side. Cuts back to the inside. TU shut him off from getting some space on the outside. He'll run ahead for about 2 yards.
Messiah Wells did an excellent job of diagonal play. Had an opportunity to make the stop 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage at about the 25. He whiffed on the tackle. Allen was fortunate to pick up 7.
So the line of scrimmage now will be the 17. And the clock run under a minute remaining in the first half. Allen University being deliberate about running this play. Yellow Jackets on the snap. They try to shoot it right across the middle. Pass batted around. It comes right back down into the hands of the quarterback, Dismukes, who catches it, but right at the initial line of scrimmage.
Dismukes with an incredibly alert play as that ball was tipped about 50 yards in the air, came back down. He surges forward, catches it. It is a 4th and 7 coming up. We'll see if Allen decides to be aggressive as they were on the previous time in end zone 4th down call.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they just wanted the final shot or if they don't have any timeouts. Look like Cedric Pearl there to the line is maybe going to timeout a field goal here to finish this first half off. Standing right there, and now he took the timeout with 0.8 of a second left. So I guess that was a strategy to get it down to that portion of the half and then try to field goal. Not sure got a couple more in before they went to that strategy, because they had the football with almost a minute remaining and just kind of let things run down.
That was curious.
Very.
Saw a lot of discussion between a couple of players from Tuskegee and Allen while the clock was running. The more disciplined players for Tuskegee were trying to separate the players and get that scrum interrupted before it broke out into something worse. But as it stands, 0.8 or now the scoreboard is showing 2 seconds remaining.
Yeah, the official was signaling upstairs to set it at 2. I guess Coach Pearl didn't want to go that far down in terms of getting before the call was made.
As the clock was running and you started to see the tenths running off, you wondered how much they had informed the officials ahead of time when they wanted them to stop the clock, but the clock continued to run down all the way to an 0.8 of a second.
Yeah, that was a little bit too close. Now they'll bring them out, and the line of scrimmage, they'll try this. It'll be a 35-yard field goal effort by Bywater. Low snap, they got it airborne on the kick. Bywater left for the kicker, and he pushed it out to the left, not able to convert on the field goal attempt. Management issue in terms of the clock by the Yellow Jackets late in this first half of football, but they will manage to go into 14-3 over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee in first half action. And Tuskegee chance to get a touchdown before that first half ended, but they stalled inside the 20 and then had to kick that field goal. So at the break, it's the Yellow Jackets leading it 14-3 over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee in SIAC action. We will step aside. Charles McNeil will be here to bring you through the halftime show, and we'll be back after that with second half action. Stay with us on GTSN.
Broadcast coverage of Golden Tigers athletics is brought to you by the following. The U.S. Coast Guard, always ready. Booster Digital Displays, dedicated to providing high-quality, affordable LED displays with exceptional service. Alabama Power, for the service of Alabama. TNT Fireworks, celebrating more than 100 years of America's #1 best-selling brand of fireworks. Yellowwood, a better backyard awaits. Home Depot, how doers get more done. Utilities Board of Tuskegee, purpose, progress, people. Coca-Cola, enjoy the moment with a Coca-Cola. Tuskegee Federal Credit Union, serving the people of Tuskegee and the surrounding community since 1938. TLAT Media, step by step, TLAT Media makes your business grow. And by Advertising Solutions, from concept to conversion, we are your advertising solution.
Testing 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2.
Now watch with your eyes and feel it with your soul as the beautiful Piperettes dance to Rihanna's S&M. Ladies and gentlemen, the Crimson Piperettes. As the band transitions into the dance routine, we're going to hit you with some tunes. Take me through there, wall to wall, and do it. MCP, let's show to you how we get down. Jam, pipers, jam. Give it to him, MTP. To you, give it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Thank you, and have a blessed day.
Hey, Golden Tiger fans. Arthur A.J. Woodson here, class of 2010, current president for the New York Tuskegee Alumni Association, encouraging all other alumni chapters to sign up for this year's Golden Tiger Sports Network Alumni Chapter Challenge, grand prize being a deluxe tailgate experience being held at this year's homecoming. Sign your chapters up now so that you can be a part of the weekly score predictions, trivia during the game, and even have a live check-in during the game on the GTSN if your chapter is hosting a watch party. So sign up and be a part of this year's Alumni Chapter Challenge.
Tiger fans, this is Jordan Benson, the Sports Information Director here at Tuskegee. This is the Golden Tiger Sports Network. Go TU!
Hey, are you fixing the power?
Yep, I'm gonna get the lights back on.
Yeah, my power went out and I have to start level 14 all over again in our game. Yeah, why didn't mine go out?
Well, we have this technology that can stop an outage in its tracks.
Why?
So less people will be affected during the outage.
Why?
So you can make the level 15?
Come on, Brian. Let's go to your house and keep playing.
Good luck, guys.
And we welcome you back to the halftime report. Charles McNeil with you. Sorry for the technical difficulties that we incurred on the front end of our opening segment, but I can run through those numbers for you one more time in the event that you did not get all of them. It has been Allen with a 14-3 advantage at the end of the first two quarters of play. 13-5, they lead things in first down yardage. They lead it rushing attempts 20-14. Also, in the event that you didn't hear these, rushing yardage overall, those 20 attempts got 105 yards on the ground for Allen, 56 on 14 attempts for Tuskegee. That average is 5.3 compared to 4.0 for Allen over Tuskegee in the average rush yardage per carry. As far as receptions, 9 receptions for Allen receivers for the tune of 130. That was on 9 of 12 passing by their quarterback. And on the other side for Tuskegee, their young freshman signal caller, 4 of 7 through the air for 57 yards. So 113 yards of total offense for Tuskegee and 235 yards of total offense for the guys, the Yellow Jackets of Allen. 3 penalties on both sides. Tuskegee for 30 yards in their penalties in that first half of play, and hoping to right the ship here in the second half. We'll get you all caught up on the rest of the numbers and give you the rest of the insights that you need going into this one. But right now, we want to take a look at some of the other action going on in the SIAC as the halftime report continues, presented by Alabama Power. 2 teams in desperate need of a win, meeting here at Abbott Memorial Stadium. And at the break, it's Tuskegee trailing Allen University 14-3. Could have been 17-3 as Allen missed a late field goal with an opportunity to add to their lead at the break. The Crimson Piper Marching Band will be coming your way in just a little bit. But right now, we want to run through some of the scores and the schedule for action here in the SIAC. Man, there's a lot of good things going on. Kentucky State, the only conference team with the day off as they sit back and relax and start to watch some of the numbers coming out of some of the games of interest here today. That's right. So let's go ahead and start with the early action. 3-2 Edward Waters taking on 1-4 Clark Atlanta. And as we mentioned, with the onset of a number of people there at Abbott Memorial using their cell phones, our cell phone signal a little slow in development. I can tell you it's a barn burner at Clark Atlanta in Atlanta in the ATL. 14-7, Clark Atlanta led it at the end of the opening quarter. Edward Waters marched back to take a 21-14 lead, and then Clark climbed back with 10 more late in the quarter to take a 24-21 lead at the end of the opening half. Clark then added to their lead, a 10-6 run in the third period, and right now they're in the fourth period, 12-18 left to go in this one, and it's a barn burner tied up at 34 all. So that would be a huge win for Clark Atlanta if they could pull that off against an Edward Waters team that started off so strong, knocking off a couple of nationally ranked teams along the way. So we'll see what happens and what gives in that contest. Elsewhere, we'll head you up to Wilberforce, Ohio. That's right, up at McPherson Stadium in Ohio. A pair of 2-4 teams on the field today, and it's Central State taking on the Golden Bears of Miles. We know them oh so well. And the score, it's a final. Miles pulling off the victory, picking up their second win of the year, and dipping the Marauders to 2-6 overall. The final score and a barn burner in this one as well. It was 21-0 in favor of Central State before Miles roared back with 28 points in that second half to only 3. So basically a game of halves, finishing off with the Golden Bears out in front and pulling off the victory by a final count of that one of 28-24. So plenty of great action going on in the SIAC. I can tell you that. As we get back to the scoreboard, next up, it's the number one passing offense of Morehouse. They're on the road at Savannah State. That one has a lot of implications as well, as these two teams wanting to showcase their skills. They're on the SIAC network. And I'll tell you what, and you look at that matchup, the Tigers of Savannah State University in search of their second home win this season. It's an orange and blue out event, and it's also homecoming for SSU. Well, there's let's see, as the internet continues to be a little slow, but we'll wait for it patiently here to unfold the score in that contest. Again, Morehouse, the men of Morehouse, and it's a defensive struggle. They're early on in the second quarter, actually just reached halftime in this one, and it's a battle of field goals. And the score in this contest, 6 for Morehouse and 3 for Savannah State. It's Savannah State's homecoming, and they trail at the break 6-3. All right, next up, we've got another outstanding game, and that speaks volumes with the number one passing offense in Morehouse being held to just 6 points in that homecoming game for Savannah State. So we talked about the homecoming opponent being a homecoming opponent and what that all entails. And sometimes it bodes well for some teams. Others might struggle just a little bit with those heavy loads and realizing that they've got to come through and hold things down. So let's see what happens for Morehouse if they can get their offense ignited in that one. Another game of interest, and I know a lot of folks are keeping an eye on this one as well, is two teams with the lowest scoring teams in the conference. They're meeting, as well as 2 and 3 Fort Valley State at Windlass Lane. They're in Jackson, Tennessee. And we'll see Lane next week. So I know if no one else is paying attention to it, the Golden Tiger fans are. They'll be our homecoming opponent next week here at Tuskegee. And today, the Dragons taking on Fort Valley State. Always a tough opponent. And we saw that oh so well in our last home game. 27-20 was the final score of that contest. It was nip and tuck, a really tough contest for us to get by, and a difficult loss to take as well at that particular time. But since then, this Fort Valley team has won a couple of games. So that, I guess, spoke to where they were on their rise to. And right now, this contest is another one that is slow and loading onto our computers. So let's see if we can try it one more time. We'll try the refresh, and then we'll try to get to our game of the day. That one may come up and join us in just a few minutes. Let me get over to the game that everybody's paying attention to, and it's the game that has the biggest impact. It's the game of the day, possibly the game of the year in the SEC. It's the top scoring offense and defense from Albany State, the team we faced just last week, and their homecoming at the number 3 scoring offense and number 2 defense of Benedict. And it's a battle of undefeated as well. And right now, it's all Golden Rams. The Golden Rams lead Benedict heading into the third quarter. They're just through the halftime break, and the score is 24-0. 7-0 Albany State in the opening quarter of play, and then 17 unanswered in that second period. And they have just run roughshod.
And we're back live here at Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium. Tuskegee at the intermission, trailing at 14-3 to the Yellow Jackets of Allen University Lassiter in that first half. Let's take a look at some of the numbers. Anything standing out at you at this point?
Allen outgained Tuskegee, 235 yards to 113. I go back to that all-important rushing statistic. Allen ran the ball 20 times for 105 yards. Tuskegee, 14 for only 56 yards, a problem that has plagued this Golden Tiger team all season, the inability to run the football.
Golden Tigers will have the football to start the second half of play here. He yielded to it in terms of deferring at the beginning of the ball game, so Bywater will kick it for Allen to get things started. And notably absent for Tuskegee, don't see E.J. Hall back deep for the Yellow Jackets.
Well, the good news
Golden Tigers
for Tuskegee is that, Yapur, the quarterback, did an excellent job of running the few times he decided to take it himself. Might see Yapur as their primary runner.
Line drive kick going to be fielded by Rouser at the 12. And Rouser runs it right side up to the 30-yard line, down at the 31. And that's where Tuskegee offense in the second half of football.
But E.J. Hall, best receivers for Tuskegee. If he can't go in the second half, that would be a huge loss. So they're going to have to find a way of compensating for the contribution that he makes in the passing game.
Gabriel Garman coming down to the bottom of the screen. TU going left to right in this third quarter of play. He's joined by Jermaine Hardy, but you're right. Right now, E.J. Hall absent from that Tuskegee offense.
Receivers right and left in a stacked formation, one receiver behind the other.
And the keeper this time, Yapur, going to try to go up the gut and got about past the line of scrimmage, not much more. I don't believe that may have been a busted play there for Tuskegee. And he was going to look behind him, didn't find him, so he just ran ahead with the football.
We've seen Tuskegee run a extreme spread formation. They're going back into that same formation on this play. Two receivers either side stacked left and right.
Half-yard gain on that play, second 9.5 for TU. Just away in the second half. Charles Ward, Mark Lassiter here at Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium. Tuskegee, second half, trailing 14-3 on the ground. Rouser wrapping up that football. Now he's got some space left side. Rouser sidesteps one defender at midfield, spins his way, but wrapped up right there after a good run up the middle there by Jaquil Rouser.
From time to time, Tuskegee run that spread formation as a decoy to set up the running game, forcing the defenders to go in unusually wide splits. That time, Rouser took advantage, picks up a huge first down for Tuskegee. Right.
Talking about it at the intermission, that how desperately Tuskegee needed a touchdown before that first half expired. They knew that obviously going into the locker room. Showing a little burst here on this first possession of the second half.
Like the fact that Tuskegee working to get the ground game going, again, going to the identical formation. Receivers left and right stacked, split about 15 yards from the center of the formation.
Football at the left hash mark, right at midfield for TU. Yapur and the rest of the offense glaring at the sideline to get the play. Play clock at 13 as they settle on that play and getting set to run it here. Snap to Yapur. Quick hitting pass out in the flats. Catch made there by Cooper at the sideline, and Devin stepped out of bounds only after a 1-yard pickup on the reception.
Two things are very important when Tuskegee decides to go with those stacked. They have excellent blocking from the forward. If it's a pass play, they have to get separation early. If they're going to throw off a 3 to 5 step drop, Tuskegee struggled getting separation.
Second down and 9 for TU. Yapur in the offense. The field at 7.5. Slots either side. They'll keep it on the ground. Rouser looking for space, stumbles, but gains his balance right side. And Jaquil with another excellent run, this time to the right. And that's a first down pickup at the 35-yard line.
Rouser may have taken personally what I said about him in the first half, not picking up that first down when they were inside the 10. I was getting on him for being only 175. He's saying, I'll show you. Yeah. I'll take up the middle. I'll pick up 2 big gains. Answer to you, Mr. Announcer.
Shut up. Right. Out in the flats, catch made by Parker. Nice job by him to square up. And Yapur got him the football near the 30. And Preston with a nice run after catch. Down to the 25 and another first down.
We've seen Tuskegee's offense get in a rhythm, pull off a sequence of very productive plays. Now the challenge is, can they complete?
Ball at the 25. Drive of the second half. Yapur, ball fake, shoots it out in the flats again. Cooper on the reception, but he's wrapped up immediately. No gain on that play.
When I say complete, can they get some points out of which shows some early signs, preferably 6, and not settling for the field goal? Tuskegee, a second down and long call coming up.
Patterson on the stop the last time for the Yellow Jackets. No gain on the possession, on the completion. We're at 12:05 left in the third. TU 2-5 on the season and 1-4 in the SIAC. Trying to come back to win this ball game over Allen University. They are 2-5, but they're 2-3 in the SIAC. Rouser puts his head down right side, pushes that pack forward near the 22-yard line.
Rouser got some yards in the middle, but not quite the yardage you want to pick up on that 2nd and 10. As it stands, this will bring up a third down and what is considered a long 7 to go for Tuskegee.
Nice. That 22-yard line. Down to the 16 for the first.
Garmin has single coverage on the near sideline.
Rouser joins Yapur in the backfield. Snap to Yapur. Pressure at the corners. He'll try to step out of that, but runs right into some traffic, and he's going to be sacked near the 28-yard line. It's exactly what Tuskegee did not want on that play. Everybody down on the deep route that time, and nowhere for Yapur to throw the ball, and the pocket collapsing at the side. Tried to step up, but it caught up with him.
Tuskegee also had Jermaine Hardy streaking down the center of the field. He was the receiver that was most open, but everyone else was pretty tightly covered.
This will be a 44-yard effort by Ryans.
Ryans hit from 45 in pregame warm-up.
Snap is good. Ryans plenty of leg on the kick. I think he's going to be on target with this one. Indeed, he is. Hit that one from 44. That's his longest of the season. And they cut the deficit to 14-6 to the Yellow Jackets of Allen University. TU scores. We'll take a break here on GTSN.
I love the lake. It's like one of the few places I can just let go and be myself. I really love it here.
Goal of the football game. They inch a little bit closer. Good sustained drive. We referenced it. They had the field goal last weekend against Albany State, 2 here this afternoon. But you really want to cut into that deficit in a little bit larger way with the touchdowns. But we'll see how that helps Tuskegee's effort here trailing.
In the Golden Tigers' case, something is better than nothing. 14-6, 10:31, just underway in the third quarter. Once again, the challenge is, can Tuskegee's defense hold Allen from scoring additional points, additional touchdowns in this third quarter?
Javis Floyd Jr. will stand deep for the Yellow Jackets, and he'll be joined by Anders Lawrence. Kick is going to come down to Lawrence. Thought about fair catching it, but it goes out of bounds instead near the 5-yard line.
Lawrence did an excellent job of reading that kick at about the 2-yard line. He had thoughts of fielding it, but as he saw the ball curving to the sideline, with his hands back away and say, "It wasn't me."
Sure.
Ball goes out of bounds, and as a result, one will have a decent field position.
Yeah, good decision by him. That'll get it to him at the 35. So the defense for Tuskegee, its first challenge of the second half.
As you know, having played touch football yourself, judging a ball in the air when it has an unusual spin is not an easy thing to do. That time the return man read the rotation of the football, saw it going away from him, and did the wise thing, let it go out of bounds.
So this Mukes and the Yellow Jacket offense from their own 35. TU back defensively, spreading 4 across the defensive front. Yellow Jackets right to left in this third quarter. They give it to Duncan. Duncan straight ahead on the carry. Tuskegee bunching it up on the inside. Sun trying to peek out here just a little bit at Alumni Memorial Stadium, but the overcast is so heavy at this point. Hadn't seen a whole lot of sun this afternoon.
Would not be surprised to see Allen to lean on the running game in this third quarter. See if they established and take advantage of this lead.
As second down and 9 for the Yellow Jackets after the 1-yard pickup by Duncan. On the ground, ball fake as Mukes rolls right side. Now got a man down the middle of the field, wide open. Catch made by Fleming. Fleming worked his way inside 20, lost the football. TU just took it away from him as he got near the ground, and it was Quincy Crawford who just went in and ripped that football away for that Tuskegee defense.
There's the turnover that the Tuskegee defense needed to get their offense back on the field. Excellent play on the ball as Mukes completed the long pass at the 25, but the Tuskegee defense closed at the 20 and just stole the football.
Yeah, Fleming with the catch in stride, but Crawford closed and just ripped that football away. So TU has it offensively from their own 22-yard line. That could be the spark for this Golden Tiger team overall, as the offense hustles back out to the football field.
Last player on the field, Joey Anthony, or the big offensive lineman for Tuskegee. He'll be lined up on the left side.
Good job of the secondary of TU to get that football back into the hands of the offense. 9:40 left, third period. TU trailing 14-6 to the Yellow Jackets of Allen University. Emil Yapur lines up in the pistol for Tuskegee. Low snap, but he handles. Gets it on the ground. Johnny Morris breaks past the secondary for the Yellow Jackets up near the 42-yard line on a straight-ahead run.
Johnny Morris doesn't have body stat. He has been dependable all season. Straight up the middle. Huge pickup of first down for Tuskegee.
Yeah, only teams in rushing. Big play there for him and the Golden Tigers up to the 43. They line up quickly. They go without the look to the sideline this time. Johnny sidesteps one tackler on the inside, works it to the 45-yard line.
Morris may be 14th in the conference, but he's number 1 in the Tuskegee playbook when they decide to run the football. Quick burst off the snap, very dependable in the middle of the field, going between the tackles.
Second down and 9 for Tuskegee. Don't have to remind Tuskegee Nation that it's homecoming next weekend. We'll be here with all the coverage on GTSN, video as well. They didn't leave us many games to cover on video this season, Mark, but we got the biggest one of all, homecoming.
We'll be here.
Ball fake. Yapur steps up in the pocket and eluding what would have been a sack, may have gotten a yard on that play for Tuskegee. He kind of busted at the line of scrimmage. He was looking actually the ball fake to someone, but there was nobody coming out of the backfield. The ball fake too. And Enio just ran, got some positive yardage, made that out of nothing.
Jermaine Hardy and Gabriel Garman were both 30 yards down the field. They've got to come back when they sense their quarterback scrambling behind the line of scrimmage as opposed to running their patterns deeper towards the end zone.
Third down play here for Tuskegee after taking it over on a fumble. Yapur shoots one at the sideline. Catch made there by Garman. Garman trying to get it upfield, and is about a yard shy of the marker. So that'll bring up a fourth down. And like decision about this, there are no real concern. Tuskegee probably going to go for this on a fourth.
Bit of a stingy spot on Garmin. They're going to come up about a yard shy of the first down, keeping his offense on the field apparently on this fourth down and about a yard and about 6 inches to go.
Gregory King, the tight end, going to line up on the right side. They're also bringing in the other tight end, Kendarius Smith, to line up on the left. Fourth down and less than a yard. See if Tuskegee try to get them to jump off first on a long snap count. Play clock at 4. They go for it on the ground. Morris got the first down right side on the carry. Just kind of lunged his body into the air and fell forward for the first.
Morris, one of those get up to full speed with a few steps. That time did an excellent job on the snap count, getting to his quarterback, picking up the first down. That's a big first down for Tuskegee in this third quarter.
They want to keep that football there, take a fumble. So 6. We go down to 6:20 left in the third. Yapur in the pistol, joined by Morris behind him in the backfield. On the snap, ball fake. Yapur going to go left side with the keeper. Not fooled were the Yellow Jackets that time. They were to pull him down after about a half-yard pickup.
So where Yapur had success in the first half, he's going to have to depend on some of his receivers throwing blocks downfield if he's going to continue to run like that. He's trying to get to the second level. Yapur that time was stopped right at the line of scrimmage,
which is the 46-yard line. So they'll regather and look at the sideline for the play here with 5:40 and the clock running here in the third. Trailing 4 to Allen University. Play clock at 7. Now TU set to run it. Flags at the line of scrimmage. I think they moved out of position. They'll probably get them for a procedure call here.
You know, it's interesting, Charles. Gabriel Garmin is Tuskegee's largest receiver at 6'3". He's working against a smaller defensive back who's only 5'7". That's a matchup that Tuskegee can think about taking advantage of.
Garmin with one catch already, just a little bit short of the yardstick when he made that catch, but we'll see if that comes into play. Assessment that puts the ball 49-yard line. That'll make it 2nd and 15. Yapur, pressure, steps up, and he's tied up and sacked in the backfield as the Yellow Jackets continue to try to bring him down. Football came free. Yellow Jackets are saying that they have it, and the officials agree with that. The football over to Allen University.
Yapur would fight for additional yardage, spun away. I thought that he might be, the ball might have been called dead for forward progress, but they're going to give it on the fumble right at the 38-yard line.
Yeah, that's what I was looking for. They had him kind of wrapped up there. Thought they would just go ahead and blow the whistle. They did not. Play continued as the play strung toward the key sideline. And Allen eventually able to strip that football away from him, and they will have the football. They took a timeout here. They take a timeout leading at 14-6. They took it with 5:04 remaining. We'll be back after the break.
Hey, Golden Tiger fans. Arthur A.J. Woodson here, class of 2010, current president for the New York Tuskegee Alumni Association, encouraging all other alumni chapters to sign up for this year's Golden Tiger Sports Network Alumni Chapter Challenge, grand prize being a deluxe tailgate experience being held at this year's homecoming. Sign your chapters up now so that you can be a part of the weekly score predictions, trivia during the game, and even have a live check-in during the game on the GTSN if your chapter is hosting a watch party. So sign up and be a part of this year's Alumni Chapter Challenge.
Back live here at Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium at Tuskegee University. TU just coughed it up on a fumble, so the Yellow Jackets of Allen University will have the football at the Tuskegee 40-yard line with 5:04 left in the third.
Enio Yapur is a fighter. His playing personality is aggressive. He was trying to get every extra yard out of that last carry. Unfortunately for Tuskegee, his forward progress was not marked, and as he was fighting, Allen got additional players to the point of contact. Ball came out. Tuskegee turns it over.
Dismukes and the Yellow Jackets from the 40. Almost difficult to fault him for that because of that effort trying to get the extra yardage. And right now, Dismukes can't hear himself think and calling signals, so he got the PA announcer to announce that the band for the Tuskegee, the Crimson Pipers, pipe it down just a little bit on their possession. Snap. Dismukes on the ground and give it to Duncan looking for the corner. He'll turn it for the Yellow Jackets. Shoved out of bounds after he passes the 30 down near the 29. Duncan showing a good burst of speed left side there for Allen University.
What you also notice about Duncan is that he was circling to the sideline. He lowered his inside shoulder pad to give him extra balance as he was going to the sideline, picked up an additional 5 to 7 yards.
65 yards to credit prior to that run with the one touchdown run. They'll go back to him, creates the contact, and fights off the first tackler. To him there was Javian Miller. Miller not able to pull him down right away, so he falls ahead for a half yard.
There's some running backs that seem to always be falling forward. They don't get thrown for a loss, and you can see the balance of the running back for Allen, always trying to pick up the extra few yards by keeping his pads north and south.
Second down, no gain on that play. And from the 29, Dismukes goes shotgun, joined by Duncan. He'll take the snap. Looking upfield, feels the pressure, steps to his right, rolls toward the sideline now. Shoves it back across the middle. Catch going to be made there by Calvin Parker, who was following his quarterback all the way across the field and got the catch at the 20.
Parker took a shot from Devin Irving, but managed to hold one in heavy traffic. We'll see the spot of the football just shy by about a foot. The first down marker bring up a third and short for
Parker doing a good job of trailing his quarterback across field because he was on the left side to start his route down the field, but dragged all the way across to meet Dismukes on a pattern. His catch of the ball. And that makes it 3rd down and 1 for the Yellow Jackets. On the ground, Duncan tiptoes right side, finds a space, works its way to the 15-yard line, and that's a Yellow Jacket first down.
Fabian Duncan, nothing, as he is the best running back in the SIAC, picking up the first down with ease.
76 yards prior to that carry. Across the middle, crossing route. They got a man with the catch there. That's Fleming. Fleming inside the 5. Team to wrap him up there, but Fleming with enough on that to make it 1st and goal to go now for the Yellow Jackets.
Coaches love receivers that can catch the ball in their hands at top speed. Fleming that time reached out in traffic, made the catch. Allen at 4.
On the ground, they go quickly. Duncan for space. He'll step into the end zone, right side touchdown for the Yellow Jackets. They worked it right side on the ground to get the final score, but that was a nice mixture of run and pass for the Yellow Jackets on that possession.
Great call. What you notice about that last series by Allen, they got into a rhythm mixing the run and the pass. They were very decisive on what they wanted to do. Not a lot of hesitation. Got some big catches. They're suddenly back in front, 26.
Yeah, took advantage of the fumble by Tuskegee. Took it in for the 6. By now to try the point after to build on their lead with 2:48 remaining. And the chip is good by him, and that'll make it 21-6. Yellow Jackets extend their lead over Tuskegee. Tuskegee not been able to take advantage of the fumble that they got from the Yellow Jackets. They coughed it up, and the Yellow Jackets are able to cash in. So they lead it. Timeout on the field. We'll take a break here on GTSN.
C-SPY is a prestigious scholarship, a world-class leadership training program, and a ticket to a rewarding career as an officer in the United States Coast Guard. C-SPY is an opportunity for students attending minority-serving institutions that goes beyond paying for 2 years of tuition and other college expenses. Once accepted, you'll be a member of the Coast Guard, earning a full-time salary, plus medical benefits and a housing allowance. While continuing your full-time studies, you'll get to learn about life in the Coast Guard firsthand. You'll quickly find that the Coast Guard is unique from the other military branches. It's a different kind of service, with crews of like-minded people who perform life-saving missions every day and protect our environment and communities. If you're ready to step up as a leader and help us make the world a better place, then visit gocoastguard.com/CSPI to learn more or talk to a recruiter.
Two minutes, 48 seconds remaining in the third. Tuskegee got a field goal from Ryans to start the second half. But after the fumble, Yellow Jackets able to take advantage of it and go in and score to answer that field goal and extend their lead to 21-6.
Allen showing exactly why they're number one in the SIAC in first downs. They're also seventh in the NCAA Division II with a total of 41 first downs. But did you know, and this might be a trivia question for the fourth quarter, Allen's offensive line is nicknamed Division, and their job is to protect Dismukes and open lanes for Duncan.
Well, they've done a good job of it so far. Right now, they're at 40 plays, 317 yards of total offense in this football game, 191 of that in the air, the rest on the ground. So it's another instance of, we've talked about this throughout the season, like we talked about with Fort Valley and Morehouse, a team in the Yellow Jackets that's 2-5 overall certainly belies that one-loss record.
Don't let the record fool you. I looked at the standings while we were on break, and to see Morehouse at 3-2 in the conference, where they came in winless against Tuskegee, it shows you how fast things can turn. Morehouse all of a sudden feeling very good about themselves, while Tuskegee is bringing up the unusually, just a freak of nature for Tuskegee to be in this situation this late in the season.
Absolutely. You talk about those two teams in particular. Right now, Morehouse at 3-2 on the season, 3-4 and 3-2 in conference play, and the rare situation of 4 in conference play and just 2-5 overall.
Now, we were both at SIAC Media Day. If someone had told you in mid-October that Morehouse would be 3-2 in the conference, they would have thrown you out
Sure.
and revoked your parking pass.
Sure, absolutely. And restrict you from coming next year. Right now, Tuskegee trying to scramble, pull back into this football game, trailing 21-6. Poor in the offense will start this one from the 35-yard line after the kick went out of bounds. So no return. Cooper goes in motion, now back to the left. Defense is coming. They shoot it downfield on a pass at the 40, and they're going to give Hardy the catch there. Good job by Jermaine to wrap up around that football at the 41-yard line.
He did an excellent job of getting his hands under the football before it hit the turf. A very short throw. Tuskegee has got to be thinking with it's ending in this third quarter by this next snap. They got to be thinking clock management as well.
2nd down and 5 after the catch by Jermaine. That's his first, and that's going to be nullified by the left tackle coming out of position for Tuskegee. So they picked up 5, and they give it right back on the penalty.
Linemen for both sides pointing at one another, claiming that it was the other person who was the offender. The officials are huddled up right about the 27-yard line, sorting it all out. We'll get the play call any moment now.
I believe it was Joey Anthony that kind of jumped out of his position. Oh,
it's the second time we've seen a delay of call on the defense.
I'll be curious of what's being viewed as in terms of what's being called. Comments just made. TU does not give the 5 yards back. They gain 5 more on the penalty by the Yellow Jackets.
Now, just as Allen took advantage when they had excellent field position on the previous drive, this is an opportunity for Tuskegee to see if they can get something going. They've got to get this ball close to the red zone.
Got a man down the sideline on a fly. This one's going to be caught in stride. That's Preston Parker making the catch with the defender all over him. And Parker got it inside the 20.
Ask and you shall receive.
Indeed.
Parker with a great catch in coverage all the way down to the 13-yard line of Allen. Now, Tuskegee looking to the sideline for the play call. And actually go quickly before it can gather its defense.
Perfectly thrown ball by Enio Yaport down the sideline to Parker. Trying to get the receiver set now. Looks like they're going to go quickly here if they can. Yapur is set, joined by Rouser in the backfield. Snap to Enio. Enio pumps one, steps up, slides to the line. Now the pressure catches up with him on the backside, and they'll sack him near the 18.
Now I'm going to start nitpicking just for a second. Yapur has got to stop leaning back foot before the snap comes because he's very close to being called for a procedure penalty. When he's in shotgun, he has both of his hands extended, but he leans just a bit early.
Haven't hit him with that yet, but I see exactly what you're talking about. They lost 4 on that play. It's 2nd and 14 now. Now TU going to take its time about getting that play from the sideline. We're under a minute remaining here in the third. 8 on the play clock. Hope they don't have to burn a timeout here. I think they're getting set with 4 to snap it. Yapur with the snap. Keeper all the way, but the Yellow Jackets having nothing of it. They gang tackle him down near the 30-yard line, and the officials are not stopping these plays at the point that there's no more forward progress. They're waiting till somebody gets put down on the ground before they stop it. That time, Yapur got put down near the 30-yard line.
If you're going to run a quarterback draw, you have to take the extra step back. It takes patience. You can't just get the snap and go straight ahead. You have to allow the pursuit to overrun you, then you go.
Gee, looks like they're not going to get a playoff here before this third quarter expires as they come to the line of scrimmage, and they will not. That'll bring us to the end of the third here. You talk about clock management. Tuskegee now only have 15 minutes to work with. We'll have to manage that clock, trailing 21-6 to the Yellow Jackets of Allen University. Will step out for a break and head into the fourth on GTSN.
Broadcast coverage of Golden Tigers athletics is brought to you by the following. The U.S. Coast Guard, always ready. Booster Digital Displays, dedicated to providing high-quality, affordable LED displays with exceptional service. Alabama Power, for the service of Alabama. TNT Fireworks, celebrating more than 100 years of America's #1 best-selling brand of fireworks. Yellowwood, a better backyard awaits. Home Depot, how doers get more done. Utilities Board of Tuskegee, purpose, progress, people. Coca-Cola, enjoy the moment with a Coca-Cola. Tuskegee Federal Credit Union, serving the people of Tuskegee and the surrounding community since 1938. TLAT Media, step by step, TLAT Media makes your business grow. And by Advertising Solutions, from concept to conversion, we are your advertising solution.
We get set to head into the fourth quarter from Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium. Charles Ward, Mark Lassiter. GTSN's coverage of Tuskegee football continuing. Week 8 of play for the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee. Into the fourth, they trail 21-6 to the Yellow Jackets of Allen University. Mark, despite that last sack of Yapur, Tuskegee in an almost must-score touchdown situation here.
Tuskegee's had its chances to put points on the board. I think that one thing that this team has struggled with all season long is their sequence of play calling. You don't call plays one at a time. You try to build one off another. And I think that Yapur has done a decent job, but where he had success in the running game in the first half, Allen has shut him down in his attempts in this second half So now the challenge for Tuskegee is how do you get your quarterback space to operate?
And Allen really taking a play out of the book from last weekend game where the pressure by Albany State in that second half was they amped up that pressure on the freshman quarterback McGrew in that ball game. And this seems to be what Allen's doing here. They're sending so many people at that line of scrimmage that Yapur just doesn't have enough time to breathe, let alone get that football downfield.
And this is no knock on Yapur because he did an excellent job in the first half of giving Tuskegee their most vibrant offensive spark. The challenge now is with this third and extremely long call coming up. Try not to do it all himself.
After the timeout, line of scrimmage is the 28-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. Yapur in the pistol, joined by Rouser. 3 receivers to his right. TU goes right to left in the final 15 minutes. Snap to Yapur. Pressure at the corner. He'll try to step up. He'll roll it right side. Flag coming in. Shoots it to the end zone. And that pass batted around and incomplete. Likely going to come where the hold is.
Spot of the flag, as you noted, coming in at the 32-yard line. It's going to be a hold against Tuskegee. Wouldn't be surprised to see Allen decline this. Say 4th down. Now, here's what's interesting about Tuskegee. You're on the fringe of Ryan's goal range. So I'd be surprised if he did this. It's like Ryan's coming on, but this would be a very long field goal for him.
Yeah, we'll see where they put it down. They're going to probably put it down at about the 34. So it'll be another. He hit from 43, but they ruled it was a 43-yard effort. This will be a 44-yard effort here.
And this is from the near hash mark, so there's a bit of an angle. So he's going to have to adjust on this long attempt.
A little bit of breeze, but it seems to be favoring Tuskegee. On the kick, Larkin got plenty of leg on it. What about his accuracy? No, left it out right side, and that one's off the mark. Football back over to the Yellow Jackets. So Tuskegee trying to push one in on the touchdown, but they got bit by the penalties and the sack.
Ball came off Ryan's foot, was rotating kind of side to side as opposed to end over end. Wasn't able to get the accuracy from that last attempt. Had plenty of distance. The line drive kick, but just the.
You're going to see that thing for straight up and down, and just never able to get it that way on that attempt. So the Yellow Jackets would take the football back with 14:46 remaining, and leading at 21-6.
Well, you want that football end over end as opposed to the laces getting caught in the draft and causing that football sometimes to be less accurate. But as it stands, Tuskegee is not out of this game totally. 14:46 just underway here in the fourth quarter. But again, they have to lean on their defense.
Yellow Jackets at 40 plays 317 yards at our last check. Tuskegee over 200 yards of offense. But you're right. I mean, the defense had a takeaway early in this second half to give it back to the offense, only able to muster the field goal from there. But this offense has got to come through and start finishing the drives.
Well, you heard the expression, bend but don't break. There are only so many times you can lean on your defense before they start to wither. And Tuskegee's defense, as they were called on last week against one of the best teams in the conference, Albany State, is called on once again to be the offense for the Golden Tigers.
They'll have it. The Yellow Jackets will from their own 27-yard line after the missed field goal by Tuskegee.
Well, here's the other thing, too, Charles. Tuskegee's defense has got to be into gambler mode.
Sure.
You're going to try to punch that ball away. Your defensive backs may be thinking about gambling on pass plays, so you could see either an interception or you could see a long pass play if the defensive backs get overly aggressive.
Yeah, Quincy Crawford did it on Fleming when they got that fumble early in this second half. But now almost going to be forced to undertake that as a strategy. Dismukes and the Yellow Jackets from their own 27. TU pulling a man up front, a flag coming at the line of scrimmage. Procedure call there against the Yellow Jackets of Allen. That'll push them back 5. Fifth penalty of the football game for Allen. TU at 6 in the contest.
You know, Allen has final seasons to this themselves. They felt that penalties killed them in their game against Albany State. But you can see the talent on this squad. They have a very gifted offensive line. They have a who can spin it. This team, we talked about the comparison between Allen and Tuskegee up front. Their teams are very similar in the fact that they have probably hurt themselves more than their opponents have hurt them.
And while we're talking about that, Mark, we have an overturn on the decision. They have called their third delay a game on the defense. This time it's against the Tuskegee defense. We got some SIAC officials right there on the right. I would like to find out really the origins of that delay a game. What are you looking for to make that call? That'll push them up 5 to the 32 instead. On the ground, Duncan with the football creates contact and fights through the first tackler for Tuskegee down low. Irving there trying to pull him down initially, but he fought through that and got it up near the 34.
Karan, the defensive back for Tuskegee, stuck his nose into that tackle. That was a form tackle on a very tough running back.
Got him down at the 34. Make it second down and 4 the Yellow Jackets. And call it a long 3 instead. Just underway here in the fourth. The Yellow Jackets with a 21-6 lead. Dismukes on the ground. Duncan wrapping up that football now. Fighting ahead. Got it past the 35, about a yard shy of the marker. And that's the kind of third down situation you want to be in there. Last or third and less than a yard here to go.
Another name we've called from time to time this season, Kimber, the linebacker for Tuskegee, got a shoulder in on that stop. He was the first player to the point of attack. Kimber has been solid all year.
9th in the conference in tackles for Kimber coming into the 40. Second team all-conference player for that Golden Tiger defense.
You know you've got to be a good defensive player if you've got a single-digit number and you're playing and you're not a defensive back.
Sure. Got to rise if you do that. Across the middle on a crossing route. Good pass there from Dismukes. An even better catch there from the wideout Michael Townsend, the sophomore from Tallahassee, Florida.
Well-conceived ball fake. Players pointing in opposite directions. Tuskegee claiming they got that ball late. But as it stands, Allen picks up another first down. Flag comes in late.
Yeah, likely going to be something against Tuskegee disputing that call. It may have said something to the official that not to his liking.
The offensive lineman for already setting up shop inside the yard line, knowing that the penalty call was in their favor. They were sitting down before referees were.
Unsportsmanlike conduct. Defense, number 7.
Wow.
15-yard penalty. Automatic. First down.
They're going to catch Devon Irving Jr. of Tuskegee for unsportsmanlike conduct. Ball will be spotted, as it appears, right at the 42-yard line. So through no fault of their own, Allen is getting the advantage of the undisciplined play of Tuskegee.
Irvin, one of the 17 seniors recognized in pregame. Got recognized there, but for the wrong reason. Football for the Yellow Jackets now at the 42. Dismukes brings a man in motion. That's Townsend. They'll go on the ground. Duncan, ball fake. Good job by Dismukes. He's down the sideline, left side. Only Kimber able to save him from the touchdown run inside the 20, down near the scene.
You know when it was an effective ball fake when the running back, Duncan, was tackled by 2 Tuskegee defenders. As it stands, Dismukes keeps the football, picks up a huge first down.
They continue to find it out with inside the red zone, threat the score. Dismukes to the sideline, and he'll get the play there. It's a great mixture of run and pass by this Yellow Jackets offense. On the ground, they'll keep it again. This time, Dismukes fights off one tackler and knocked down near the line of scrimmage. He would have put him down that time as they pushed him toward the Tuskegee sideline.
What Allen's managing to do on the ground, the clock continues to run. They will be approaching the 10-minute mark after this next play. So they're getting the plays in from the sideline. They're taking their time, 18, 17, 16 seconds on the play clock. Allen very deliberate on this drive.
And you got to know probably the person that's happiest at this point as this Mute goes toward the end zone. Got a man back there, Townsend, easy pitch, and he'll catch it at the base of the end zone for the touchdown. They made it look easy. There's a flag at the line of scrimmage. So, Mark, let's check this one out. Maybe that'll bail out the Golden Tigers on the flag.
Confusion in the Tuskegee backfield. Flag hits at about the 20 in the backfield for Allen. We'll sort out the call. It's a hold.
That'll bring that one back.
So Tuskegee can breathe a sigh of relief as the hold is called on Juwan Sanders. Now, he shouldn't be doing it in his senior year.
Good. Only seniors
only
shouldn't do it.
underclassmen can hold.
They can do it.
If you're a freshman or sophomore, you can
That's
hold.
the
If you're a
rule.
senior, no holding.
Okay. So the penalty bug bites the Yellow Jackets on that play. They take the points off the board. They'll pull the football back to the 26-yard line. It'll be second down from there for Allen University. TU got a break there in the secondary. Let's see if they can man up here and shore up. Would likely be some opportunities by the Yellow Jackets to go back to the end zone. There's Mukes on the ground. They're going to go right side. Duncan working toward the sideline. TU strings him out that way. Got it to the 23. Not much more than there. We got about 3 on that pickup.
You know, if you're a senior and you're going to graduation, you can say, here's your diploma, but you did get called for holding.
We put that on your diploma, right? You got to wear this for life, right? 10:47 left. It'll be a third down and about 14 for the Yellow Jackets. Play clock at 7. As your reference here, not in a big hurry. Rolling right side now, keeper back into the belly of Duncan. He'll break off one tackler, works his way down toward the 10-yard line, down at about the 11. Just kind of rolling to his left as Mute just kind of tucked that football back into the belly and who was headed back to the right side on the carry.
And here's the thing about most running backs will look to the sideline for space. Duncan just the opposite. He's seeking the middle of the field and uses his powerful thighs to power out space.
Yeah, looking to devour on the run. Under 10 minutes left on a 4th down, and that's a full 5. Yellow Jackets lining up to go for it here on this 4th down. They bring a man in motion. They go left side, pitch back on the inside. Well-designed play there. And going toward the end zone, that'll be an easy touchdown for the Yellow Jacks as Manders Lawrence able to get that football back on the pitch by Desmutes on the inside.
They got the motion going from right to left, made the pitch back to the right side while the flow was going in the wrong direction. Pick up the easy score on the misdirection play.
Yeah, we were talking about it a few minutes ago. Probably the happiest person in all of Alumni Stadium right now is head coach Cedric Pearl of the Yellow Jackets of Allen University. Played here at Tuskegee, a member of the Tuskegee Hall of Fame, and coaching with the head coach of the Yellow Jackets this year. So he's come in with a solid plan, and right now the TU grad is getting the best of his home school. So the Jackets score again. They do it with 9:41 remaining in the football game, and they extend their lead to 28-6.
You remember that old line about Bum Phillips, the coach of the Houston Oilers?
A lot.
About another coach. He can take his'n and beat your'n, and take your'n and beat his'n.
Oh, I get it.
It's a great line, but you get the feeling that the Allen alumni of Tuskegee University is feeling very good about himself right now, coming back to his alma mater in a place where he is in the Tuskegee Hall of Fame, bringing his Allen team back home and leading on the scoreboard 28-6.
Yeah, I'd be curious to just if they had a chance to talk to Cedric to see how much of an incentive he used that to bargain with his team throughout the course of the week. The fact that he's got this association with Tuskegee to try to will his team on. Don't know if that impacted them or not, but they certainly come in here confident and taking advantage of it.
Well, you mentioned the key word, confidence. This team, as we mentioned at the top of the broadcast, played Albany State tough, and they really beat themselves. So this is a quality ball club. Despite the record in the standings, Allen comes in and they've had their share of a few penalties this afternoon, but you can see the obvious talent that they bring, especially on offense, with a quarterback. And I'll mention this again. I won't mention it anymore. Their quarterback, this Nukes, has a 70% passing completion rate, but he's also a tremendous ball handler. You add a running back like Fabian to that mix, and now you've got a 1-2 combination that most teams do not have.
I'm just surveying their schedule over the last 3 ball games. We've been referencing their bout with the Golden Rams of Albany State. That was a few weekends ago when they lost a close one to them. Or it wasn't so close on the scoreboard. They played them well, but it's that Savannah State game, the last one they played, that they played that one in the overtime period. And in between the Benedict and the Savannah State ball game, or the Albany State, Savannah State, they had Benedict in the middle, and they played Benedict real tough. So this is a team, we're talking about them in terms of their overall record. They went through that gauntlet of the number 1 and number 2, and they were coming out of that sequence having lost their last 3, but able to transition that into energy here in this ball game this afternoon and almost blowing the doors off of Tuskegee at this point. They extend their lead to 28-6 with 9:41 left in the ball game. Tuskegee, if they're going to respond, they're going to have to respond every time they get this football.
You mentioned Benedict coming into the season. We didn't know what to expect of them. You look at the standings, Benedict is 6-0 in the conference.
Right up there with Albany State. So they've gone through that tranche of teams and trying to come back on the backside and rebuild. As this one on the sideline, Cooper's got a leg on it. Cooper at midfield, 1 man to beat. It's Broadwater, the kicker, and they finally catch up with Cooper at the 35-yard line on the other end of the football field. And that marks Tuskegee on a comeback here on a big return there by Devin Cooper.
Cooper had thoughts of breaking to the middle of the field at the 20-yard line and chose to go to the sideline and found another gear where he really accelerated down the sideline all the way into Allen at the 35-yard line. The best we've seen all season.
Indeed, that is. And Hall with a return for a touchdown, but that's the second best for sure. As you pour in the offense now, the issue, 2, 1, you got to get a touchdown, and 2, you can't tarry about getting it as well. It's 9:31 left in the football game. Henio in the pocket alone, steps up, fires to a man at the 30-yard line. Nation squaring up under that football, and Ian making the catch at the 30.
Tuskegee's got to be thinking about going up-tempo, going on a quick snap. They don't have the time to look to the sideline plays.
3 to the top of the position for Yapur. He'll look to his right, drops in the pocket. They'll flush him left side. Yapur trying to tuck. He got tripped behind the line of scrimmage, but able to lean and force his way up near the 28-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down for Tuskegee.
Kenneth Wilkins, tremendous shoestring tackle right at the 30-yard line. If he doesn't make that tackle, Yapur has about another 10 yards.
That'll make it 3rd and 3 instead here for TU. 8:40 in the clock running. Yellow Jackets almost jumped on the hard clap there from Yapur. Now they will peer to the sideline for the call.
Saying they might have got another delay of game penalty?
Yeah. Snap at 3. Yapur across the middle. Tough route there. That one batted up, trying to go back to Cooper, but he was defended by Trayshawn Freeman, the redshirt sophomore.
Freeman's timing was perfect on the defense time. Contact just as the ball was arriving. Got a hand. Pass is incomplete. Now this is a 4th down and 3 call. Tuskegee forced in the position of going for it. Here's ball game.
4th down and 3. Got to get it to the 25 to keep it. Another hard snap count. To the sideline are coming out of position to reset it here.
You say hard snap or hard clap?
Hard clap, yeah. Hard snap would have that play going, right? 5. They're going to snap it hard here, though. Yapur steps up, wrapped up, and sacked near the 35. My, oh, my. They didn't get kind of they wanted there. He dropped in the pocket. The pressure's so heavy by the Yellow Jackets, they just blew past the line of scrimmage to get the sack before.
And as we've seen other times in the season, Tuskegee had 4 receivers at the line, no one short. So Yapur, once he felt pressure off that short drop, there was no one that he could go to as a safety valve, and he was sacked as a result.
So TU not able to advance that football after the good return by Devin Cooper. They will give the football back to the Yellow Jackets at the 36-yard line.
There was a receiver for Tuskegee who was actually 8 yards deep in the end zone and still going away from his quarterback.
Duncan trying to go the other way for the Yellow Jackets. He's down at the 42-yard line.
No surprise here what Allen's going to do. They'll be content to just hand the ball off, keep it between the hash marks, let the clock do its thing. If they're forced into a punting situation, so what?
Exactly right. With the lead they have of 28-6, Tuskegee missed that opportunity again. Done 100 yards in the ball game now for the Yellow Jackets. And they'll keep it into his hands, and the defense for Tuskegee pushes him back. Yellow Jackets, just no question about it, just a little bit sharper, a little bit more crisp than Tuskegee in this football game. And teams with kind of a similar fate coming into this contest, both having to come off the deck, if you will. And this is an issue of who addresses that situation and comes out playing better. Tuskegee just not able to, as you referenced, shrug off some of the things that have plagued them during the course of the year. Penalties being one of those. Dismukes on the ground. Duncan looking for space left side, hits a wall there of Crimson. And TU stops him right at the line of scrimmage.
Allen milking the play clock all the way down to 2 seconds remaining before that was off. Again, very conscious of the fact that with 6 minutes and 30 seconds currently remaining, play clock at 25, this next snap will come under 6 to go in the ball game.
Well, it's showing fourth down here for the Elks. 4th and 2 with 6:20 remaining, and they are lining up showing that they're going to go for this 4th and 2 from their own 44-yard line.
That's a bold statement.
No doubt, and they are going for it. They'll go right side at the line of scrimmage. TU bold on its defensive stop there, and they will get the football back, shutting down Duncan, and TU offense back out there from the 44.
That's kind of an arrogant move because Allen's, we don't care about your offense. We're going to ball back. We've got a more than 3-score lead. Have at it.
Timeout taken on the field. I think they're kind of reasoning that, we got to this position because we gave up that long return, and this is where you started with the football. So we don't necessarily mind giving it back up to you essentially in this same spot of the field as your offense comes out to try to work with only 6:06 remaining. 28-6 Yellow Jackets lead. Timeout on the field. We'll take a break as well on GTSN.
I grew up coming out to this land. There's just something special about it. I don't know, it's hard to explain. It's really important to me.
I'm Anthony Holloman, Commissioner of the Southern Intercollegiate Athletic Conference, and this is the Golden Tiger Sports Network.
And we are back live here at Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium. 6:06 remaining. Tuskegee not able to convert, or the Yellow Jackets not able to convert on that 4th down effort. And they give the football back to Tuskegee from the 44. We were talking about it on the timeout last. It's just Yellow Jackets just really making the statement that we went forward on the 4th down on our end of the football field. We're that confident in our defense that we will shut down your offense when you come back out, meaning Tuskegee's offense.
Teams take on the personality of their coaches. And Cedric Pearl, the returning Tuskegee alum, is saying to his alma mater that we got you.
Sure. Basically, you taught me well.
Exactly. You taught me well.
So the Yellow Jackets defense out there, Tuskegee back to the offense. And Yapur, the freshman, taking all the snaps at quarterback for Tuskegee this afternoon. I'll be curious to see who comes out as a starting quarterback at homecoming next weekend for Tuskegee. Yapur with the snap, looking upfield, steps up, feels the pressure. Now tucks and has to run the football and just clocked at the 45-yard line. Good hard stick there defensively. The Yellow Jackets and Kenneth Wilkins, the redshirt senior, for them.
Wilkins broke down in perfect tackling form as Yapur had taken it once again, but guys almost at the 40-yard line. Got a rise out of the few people sitting on the home side here at Abbott Stadium. So that tackle sent a message that Allen is still going to contend no matter what Tuskegee decides to throw at them.
TU taking a timeout after that play, Lassiter. Only picked up maybe a foot on the play. That'll be second. Still call it 10 for them after the timeout.
They want to check on Yapur also. He was slow getting up after that last tackle. Now, Yapur is at 215. He's solidly built. But that was a very hard tackle right in front of us.
Yeah, Wilkins just lowered it right there at waist level, just pursued him right into that body and pushed him back on the tackle.
That's one of those hits that it takes you a couple of breaths to fully fill your lungs again.
Sure.
Yapur had to be feeling like, okay, I'm okay, I think.
Yeah, but it's the reason that was the case is because he was fully exposed, because as you referenced, he was almost at the point of trying to throw it to get rid of it, but knew he was past the line of scrimmage. So he decided to kind of then change his mind to run it, but his body was kind of fully exposed.
New quarterback into the game for Tuskegee.
And you make the right call there. Tuskegee, it's like it's going to be Michael Franklin to step in, the senior, to take over for Yapur after he took that hit. So Michael with a chance. He's in the pocket, shoots one upfield, got a man there, overshoots the intended receiver, Garmin, who was at the 25-yard line.
Had a man, as you accurately called, was breaking open at about the 25-yard line. The ball was slightly overthrown, but Garmin had space. It was about a 5-yard cushion between him and the defender.
So that'll win at 3rd and 10 now. And Michael Franklin peering the sideline for the call. TU with 5:47 remaining in the football game, trailing 28-6 to Allen University. Not the script that TU wanted for this afternoon, returning to Alumni. Franklin pressure, dumps it out. They got the screen set there, the Rouser. Rouser left side, pushes to the 30, down near the 20. No, they'll leave him right there at the 30-yard line. So the screen works with Tuskegee.
And the reason why it worked is that Franklin, excellent job of retreating the extra step, had the patience. He knew he was going to get the contact, get the tackle, but he was able to stay poised enough to make an accurate throw into the screen formation.
Excellent call on that last while that play worked. Sold it extremely well. Yard line, clock running at 5:10. Fresh set of downs for TU. Franklin steps up, trying to avoid the press, and gets tripped up and tied up on the inside. He saw the walls collapsing, tried to get out of the way, but one of the blockers of the tacklers is just kind of pushed into his path.
Big Joseph Brooks for Allen had Franklin by the right ankle, would not let go as Franklin spin away from that tackle. As it stands, it'll bring up a 2nd and about 18 for Tuskegee.
Clock at 4:36. Franklin lines up in shotgun. Rouser joins him to his left, and the snap to Michael. Michael shoots it across the middle. Catch made there. First time we've called his name this afternoon, Rashad Wilson with his first grab.
At the last moment, Allen started cheating their cornerbacks to the scrimmage. Franklin did a job of finding the receiver on the quick in route on that short drop, picking up what was only available because they were closing once again.
Football at the 36 now. 3rd down for TU coming. Snap to Franklin. Michael dumps it. It goes screen again. Got it set, and this football was incomplete on the pass. I think it They were trying to get at the rouser. It may have hit him and then went down to the surface before Otha Evans was able to come away with it for the Yellow Jackets.
Now, let me say this. I don't think the ball hit Rouser. I think it hit Preston Renard, one of the offensive linemen for Tuskegee, in the back as he's setting up in that screen block formation. And the running back, you can see the illustration, body language of Tuskegee. They had it set up. Ball just hit the blocker in the back.
Yeah, didn't get it to the right guy. So it'll bring up 4th down naturally. Tuskegee going to go for it here. Just 3:52 remaining. 4th and about 7. Franklin steps up in the pocket, shooting for the end zone. Got Parker there. Parker, touchdown grab for Tuskegee. Franklin able to lay it up there, and Preston able to run under it. And TU down the left sideline, they score the touchdown.
Parker did an excellent job of running a deep corner route, turned back at just the right time. The defensive back for Allen is still down, face down in the corner of the end zone. But Franklin of Tuskegee making an accurate throw for that touchdown pass.
Yeah, Franklin coming in and doing the job. 4th down play as well. Found Parker down the left flank for the score. So 3:46 left in the football game. Trying to answer here. Ryan's on to try the point after to cut the deficit even more. And as we look ahead to the final 3:46 left in the ball game.
Michael Franklin reminds me of that old joke about the centipede linebacker making a few big tackles in the second half. And they asked the centipede, "Where were you in the first half?" He said, "I was tying my shoes."
Yeah, took me a minute, right? Some reason play has stopped, or they're trying to clear. I think they're trying to clear some people back, maybe behind the end zone to try this point after. Ryan set to try to convert on the PAT. Ryan's with the kick, no question about that. He's good. Tuskegee good on that possession with the touchdown from Franklin to Parker to cut the deficit to 8-12. With 3 minutes, 46 seconds left. TU going to have to lean on that defense to try to get further back into this football game.
You get it. The centipede had a lot of shoes to tie.
Yeah. I understood. I think he got 100 legs, right? Maybe called this. That's why they call him that.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's not a hard joke, Lassiter. It's only been around for 100 years. So.
Just trying to help you out, just in case. Just in case.
All right, okay. Now, if you come up with some other than centipede, I would have probably had to stop for a moment. But I was the one that called that Alabama was 2 states over from
You did call that.
Catawba.
And
right?
I was incorrect in my geography. I'm so used to driving to North Carolina from Atlanta that I didn't take into account that we're actually in Tuskegee, Alabama. There's another route you can go.
Sure. So, that being said, I did get your joke. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I know you worked hard at that.
I did work hard. I'll be here all week.
Yeah. Onside kick there for the Golden Tigers, but the Yellow Jackets able to dive on it. They had all the hands men up front.
And there'll be flags at the end of this as the players are having a bit of a discussion at the 45-yard line after that last attempted onside kick. A little bit of feistiness between these two squads with the Hall of Fame coach of Tuskegee returning.
Cedric Pearl, the successful return for him as head coach of the Yellow Jackets. The things say that they are for the final 3 minutes and 44 seconds. Gold had no choice but to try that onside kick there, just as it relates to time left in the football game. That means the Yellow Jackets will be on the Tuskegee side of the 50 at the 49-yard line. But as you referenced, this is going to all be about whether this defense can create a turnover here with Tuskegee trailing at 28-13.
Well, there are also some fresh new numbers in for Allen. New quarterback into the game. Looks like Daniel Plummer.
He will take the snap and give it away on the ground, straight ahead on the carry. And as you referenced, they're just trying to burn some clock here now. Plummer, the redshirt sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida.
Was in for one play. Dismukes is back in calling signals.
Duncan at running back, the previous carry by Floyd. And perhaps that was just an issue of those two players not quite ready to get back onto the football field yet. And as you referenced, Dismukes at quarterback and Duncan back in there. So Coach Pearl recognizing here with 3:06 left with the short field. They stay attuned to their strategy of running the football. They still try to see if they can't push it toward the end zone in the same process. Duncan left side on the carry. Not much gained on there. TU will have, I think they've got a couple of timeouts left in this football game. Tuskegee taking this one. They have one that just took that one. They'll have the one at the 2-minute mark. And they'll try to use as much as they can in terms of the timeouts to keep this football game going. But they have to couple that with something on the football field to make a difference.
It's a bit of self-torturous move. Don't you think with much time remaining, you'd be better served to let the see if you could group into homecoming?
Well, you got to play every play you can, I suppose. You can't appear to kind of let things go and say we're waiting for next week. I get it.
You're down 15 with under 3 minutes to go.
You got to go play by play. Anything can happen. It happens on a play.
Okay.
If you take it away on a turnover.
I'm with you. with you.
No, can't quite throw a hand it in. No memos to be sent forward saying I'm taking the rest of the week off.
I took my timeouts into the off week. Huh?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Nothing, no help there. So after the timeout, the Yellow Jackets, they have it at the 49 of Tuskegee. Dismukes brings the tight end, slides to the line left side. They'll run it that way. Duncan looking for space at the corner. He'll find it. Turns the corner close to the first down marker. Stepped out of bounds near the 41-yard line. They need to get it to the 39 for the first.
Now here's a decision for Allen. You've got a 4th down and 2 call up. Again, you're on the fringes of field goal territory. Your offense appears to be staying on the field.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. I'm sure they're going to go ahead and run this. You know, you need them to give the football back to Tuskegee at the 36-yard line on their side of the field. So it's going to be really probably a no-brainer for them to try to get that first just to keep that clock moving. 4th down, and as you referenced, last a full two to go for the first. Dismukes got it to Duncan. Duncan, right side, TU stands him up. And they stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Duncan seemed to hesitate just a second when he took that last handoff. That's something we haven't seen him do all game. Taking advantage of it, Tuskegee closed really quickly. Defense credit for surging in the middle of the field, stopping him for no gain.
I think what happened was there on the handoff when Dismukes got ready to go. Duncan, he mishandled a little bit, so Duncan had kind of step action to get it because that's what looked coming out of it.
Good call.
So defensively, they stand up there and they'll give it back to the offense.
It's interesting how things that look so innocent to the naked eye can make a difference in a play being picked up and a conversion on 4th down. But that timing of that play was unlike the timing they've had on previous running plays.
Indeed, you're right. You picked it up. It was not smooth. And the reason that it was that little miscue at the beginning of the play. So Franklin back out there for Tuskegee, threw a touchdown on the last possession to Parker. He'll step up in the pocket. Michael rolls right side now, tucking toward the sideline, trying to see if he can get out of bounds. He's actually slammed out of bounds there on the TU side of the football field.
A lot of gathering players for Tuskegee on the sideline as that hit came right on the white chalk on the sideline. Referee was really quickly getting over to break up any kind of post-tackle scrum.
Yeah, hustling over there to that Tuskegee sideline. You know, fair play by the Yellow Jacket defense. Michael still on the playing surface when he was contacted. No flag on that portion of it. It's just the way that he was roughed up over on the sideline.
The players take it personally when it's your quarterback, especially.
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, you get riled after that. We're at that 2-minute timeout now, Lassiter. One that comes at the end of the first half and at the end of the fourth quarter. So TU with just 2 minutes left, wrestling with this issue you're talking about with being 15 down. Not a whole lot you can do with 2 minutes left, but you got to at least give it an effort.
Well, not a whole lot you can do next week if you're driving a vehicle to homecoming, because from what I understand,
Nice.
they're going to have shuttle buses going full force. So if we could pass any advice on to our listening audience, get here early.
I think you're absolutely right. I know the streets headed toward the campus going to be shut down around 8 o'clock in anticipation of the parade at homecoming. And really the only option you're going to have is to get to one of those satellite locations for parking and then being shuttled in through the bus service that comes here to Alumni Stadium. So it's going to be a big weekend, obviously, for Tuskegee University in terms of handling the crowd, and they have gone the extra step to put in not only security measures, but all kinds of other things. Like we look down here to our left, just behind Logan Hall, they have actually put in a cell phone tower here inside the football stadium, recognizing the number of people that are going to be here next weekend on their cell phones to ensure that that does not impede or disrupt any of the essentials like the play clock and everything else here inside the stadium.
Or the broadcast in it, for that matter.
Yeah.
We appreciate that extra cell tower.
Absolutely. Came on campus a couple of days ago and I saw this big monstrosity put up there at Logan Hall. I was like, wow, what is this?
Is that a temporary cell tower or is it a permanent one?
I don't know how that works. If it, I guess they can just bring them in temporarily.
Okay.
It looked like a permanent structure, but they had it all fenced in. But I don't know if that's, it may have been that was a decision made about some of the lingering issues that have happened with the clock and to make just it's a better experience at Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium overall. So we'll see if it stays after homecoming. But they definitely got it up for this football game.
Well, you are correct, because we do know one thing. Everyone will be here and everyone will be on their cell phones.
Indeed. And you can stop by and holler at us too. We'll be up here in the booth. We'll have full coverage for you next weekend, audio and video on the Golden Tiger Sports Network. After the 2-minute timeout, players back out on the football field. Franklin lines up in the shotgun for TU. Michael with the snap, fires toward the sideline, and catch going to be made there at the sideline. Rarely we Ryan Franklin's name, the junior from Culver City, California, and Franklin with his first catch at the sideline for TU. The 47-yard line, fresh downs for Tuskegee. Franklin going back to that same route. This time Franklin turned around and the football came right down to him. It was tapped by the defender, but it went straight up in the air. And Ryan just kind of turned and for him.
Excellent presence of mind by the keeping eyes up, getting the rebound, picking up another first down for the Golden Tigers.
Yeah, we've seen that happen twice in this football game. One of them went to Dismukes, the quarterback for Yellow Jackets, on the tap. Franklin steps up, tosses it. Catch going to be made there by Rouser. How about the quick step by Jaquil after the catch? One defender right at his shoestrings, just able to elude him to run it right side. But that runs the clock to 1 minute left, and TU trying to quickly line up at the line of scrimmage, which is 20-yard line of the Yellow Jackets.
Now it's time for Tuskegee to take a shot into the end zone.
Franklin gets pressure, rolls to his left, flag coming in there, shoots it toward the end zone, batted around and incomplete. Michael just throwing it toward the end zone. The closest player to that football was Jamil Patterson. The defender, the Yellow Jackets, checked the flags at the line of scrimmage, likely going to be the hold against Tuskegee.
There were two players that will be called by Tuskegee. They'll give that one to Ivan Williams. But there were two flags down right at about the 35-yard line and the 37. So as it stands, as this clock is under a minute remaining, Tuskegee is remained left with shots into the end zone, see if they can score some more points.
Yeah, this game kind of started out this way with Tuskegee in terms of early penalties, and it's finishing up that same way with this hold here with just 43 seconds left. Franklin. He'll line up in the shotgun. 8th penalty of the football game for TU. Franklin shoots it toward the sideline. Going under that football for the catch is Parker. Preston Parker has turned in a fine football game for Tuskegee this afternoon. And he'll catch it at the 27. with 31 seconds left. TU takes his last timeout football after the catch by Parker at the sideline.
If he had made that catch with enough yardage for the first down, he could have taken advantage of the yardsticks moving and the time being stopped to allow the adjustment. But as it stands, the fact that he was short, they had to burn their last time out. 31 seconds remaining. But Tuskegee fighting to the end, give them credit and give credit to their quarterback, Michael Franklin, who came into the goal stone cold and actually got the offense in motion.
Last, they're actually going to put that game clock back to 36 seconds after the catch by Parker. But yeah, Franklin coming off of the bench and sparking TU to whatever degree you can call it that this late in the football game. But he did get that touchdown toss to Parker. The two have shown some chemistry because he went right back to Parker here on that catch and caught him across the middle as well on a route. So Tuskegee, disappointing day here against the Yellow Jackets of Allen University. We're hoping to come in and break that losing streak of 5 ball games, but it's going to continue for TU, and hopefully they can break it at homecoming next weekend against the Dragons of Lane College. Franklin with the snap, pressure at the corners. Michael tripped up, actually lost the football, and see if the Yellow Jackets come away with it, and they do.
As he was retreating, Franklin tripped over his own blocker who was trying to set up. He's trying to buy more time, but unfortunately, as he tripped, ball came out of his hands. Allen recovers. Player is still down for Allen, number 91. Last man up with the football as Joseph Brooks.
Another Yellow Jacket injured just beyond him at the 42, but he is up and under his own power. And as you referenced, good call on that last. It was Ivan Williams trying to backpedal in protection, and that's who Michael Franklin tripped over in terms of his feet and fell to the surface, and he lost the football as a result. The Yellow Jackets have it now. 24 seconds left. They're just going to line up. Tuskegee can't stop the clock anymore. They are out of timeouts. So they'll wind up in this win formation here just to run off to 24. So the Yellow Jackets on the road. They break a 3-game losing streak as they come here into Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium and surprise the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee with a 28-13 win here in SIAC football. And the nightmare is just going to continue. Golden Tigers of Tuskegee, after they won their first 2 ball games of the season and just have been stifled from that point on. A lot of it self-inflicted, but at the end of the day, Tuskegee just falling again here to their 6th loss on the season, this one coming at the hands of the Yellow Jackets. So that will do it here. Tuskegee falls 28-13 to the Yellow Jackets of Allen University. We'll take a quick timeout, come back and wrap things up here on GTSA.
Broadcast coverage of Golden Tigers athletics is brought to you by the following: the U.S. Coast Guard, always ready. Booster Digital Displays, dedicated to providing high-quality, affordable LED displays with exceptional service. Alabama Power, for the service of Alabama. TNT Fireworks, celebrating more than 100 years of America's #1 best-selling brand of fireworks. Yellowwood, a better backyard awaits. Home Depot, how doers get more done. Utilities Board of Tuskegee, purpose, progress, people. Coca-Cola, enjoy the moment with a Coca-Cola. Tuskegee Federal Credit Union, serving the people of Tuskegee and the surrounding community since 1938. TLAT Media, step by step, TLAT Media makes your business grow. And by Advertising Solutions, from concept to conversion, we are your advertising solution.
And we're back here at Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium. Final score, Yellow Jackets of Allen University. They win it 28-13 over the Golden Tigers of Tuskegee University. And Mark, really at this point, Tuskegee on a 6-game losing skid. Not a whole lot to be said for Tuskegee other than it's homecoming next week.
If there's one lesson that Tuskegee will learn from this season, it is to never, ever look at the record of an opposing team ever again. Allen came into this game 2-5, but with a very skilled quarterback, a gifted running back. They come away with the victory. But as you mentioned, next week is homecoming. It'll be really interesting to see what kind of turnout there will be from the Tuskegee Nation. We had 47,000 last year. If you're attending the game, get here early and do us a favor and get loud for this team. They deserve your support and they need your support.
Indeed, you're right. Despite the record, this team is Tuskegee University, and we expect the alumni base to be here cheering them on in homecoming 2025. That'll do it for our coverage here on this Saturday afternoon when the Yellow Jackets win at 28-13 over the Golden Tigers. TU falls now to 2-6 on the season and 1-5 in the SIAC. The win by head coach Cedric Pearl and the Yellow Jackets, the TU grad, takes their record to 3-5 overall, and they pull even at 3-3 in SIAC play. And remember, Mark just talked about it. We're homecoming next weekend. We've got the coverage for you both ways, audio and video on Golden Tiger Sports Network. We'll begin with the TU Game Day Live pregame show hosted by Charles McNeil. Hopefully we'll have Charles right here with us inside a facility at Alumni Stadium next weekend for that pregame show, and we'll bring you football action right after that. Special thanks to Tuskegee President Dr. Mark Brown, Athletics Director Reginald Ruffin, Chief Operating Officer at Tuskegee University Dr. Rolandus Rice, and to the entire TU Athletics Department. Thanks so much for the support in terms of GTSN's coverage of Golden Tigers football, already into volleyball and starting with basketball just around the corner as well. That'll do it again here from Abbott Memorial Alumni Stadium on this Saturday. TU falls 28-13 to the Yellow Jackets of Allen University. And a big thanks to our GTSN production crew. Charles Ward here saying thanks so much for joining us. This has been a production of the Golden Tiger Sports Network.